And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 384. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Superman Unlimited issue number 2. As you guys know, I did really enjoy the first issue of Superman Unlimited, written by Dan Slott, with art done by Ralph Albuquerque. What a damn name that is, actually. Holy shit.
It's quite
But
the name.
yep, I'm glad you guys are now going to be spending this Saturday night with us. Lapstus Santa, and I am the black sheep of the family, as we like to say around here. It's a nice new thing we created, actually.
So we just calling you sheep.
Good Lord.
You're already black, so.
That's true. Yeah, already had that part. So, you know what's crazy, dude, is that we had Andrew Tate losing his fight. Jake Paul lost his fight. Just what is this universe trying to tell us?
What a glorious time.
What is the universe trying to tell us at this point, dude? I don't know anymore.
Well, it's trying to tell us that these idiots are just a lot of talk, but what it's telling me is that these events shouldn't happen, but since so many people watch them, it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah,
I say just put him in with another real boxer, but he's gonna go down to cruiserweight, which is his weight, Jake Paul's weight. He's a cruiserweight, and then he said he wants a title fight. I'm like, dude, like. You barely Jake Paul spent more time on his knees and like hugging than he threw punches.
You just did it. You just created my next YouTube viral short. Jake Paul just spent most of his time on his knees. There you go.
He did. He spent more time on his knees. He really did. So I was watching that with my brother last night after we got done. I had to go to bed early because we had to go visit some people this morning.
Okay.
And I watched it with my brother and I was like, what the fuck is this? I said it like 10 times. I was like, what is happening right here? And then finally, like in like round 5, when Joshua started throwing real punches, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. And then round 6 was just glorious.
I was following the build-up for Andrew Tate's fight, and I don't know if you saw this on like social media last night, but remember when they have that thing where they square off and stare at each other and shit towards each other. Yeah, the guy that Andrew Tate was fighting made him flinch, and I was like, all right, what the fuck? And then they have the fight today, and he loses. And this is the thing that
Andrew Tate's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, it's so weird, the fact that people thought he was going to win when he was already retired for like what, 5 years. Actually, a lot of people just don't get this. Like, when you're so competitive at something and you retire from it and you get back into doing it, it's almost just basically another learning curve you have to go through. You know?
you have the wherewithal, but you don't have all the know-how, but you don't have like the reaction time, you don't have the skill, you don't have all of that stuff that you need, the repetition, the everything. You just don't have. You just can't come off your couch and go and fight some, even if they're a novice boxer. Like, you just can't. You just can't do it.
Yeah, because for people that don't understand what you're saying, like, that novice person had what that other guy had. He's been constantly
He's been in the gym and all that stuff. Yeah. Even if he was a novice, like, it's like
negligible at the end of the day.
Yeah. Even if, like, say Andrew Tate fought Jake Paul, as bad as Jake Paul is, Jake Paul would probably kick the shit out of him.
Like,
boxing.
I'll go one step further. I think the punches wouldn't affect Jake Paul at all, honestly.
Not those ones that he was throwing. Not from what I saw. I don't think they would hurt. Like, there's a difference between Anthony Joshua shots and fucking smoking cigars and holding women against their will and getting caught by a pizza box Andrew Tate.
Good Lord.
You know, like,
Andrew is always saying that he trains every day, like he does that, but it's not the same level of intense training you would have when you're kickboxing.
Just because you train, that could be just like hitting a bag. Like, he's not training against other people.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, dude. When you have that amount of money from scamming people, dude, like you're not training.
Well, because he always
Like
films it like he has a trainer and they fight all the time and shit. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It might just be all for the cameras,
it's of
or
course it is, dude. He has an academy where it's like be a man and like this is what you got to do to be a man. Like shut the fuck up.
Oh, Emily, how you doing?
Hi, Emily.
Michael, sup, MSK and Labs. Hi, Michael. How you doing, man?
Hey,
Uh,
Michael. How are you, buddy?
Hope you're doing pretty good, Michael. I know you guys are gonna be busy at your job coming up for these next 2 weeks because it is Christmas and New Year's. So, Michael, if you guys don't know, is a postman and he hates working the holidays because it's a lot of
Oh,
overtime
he's
and
got to be so
really.
busy. I feel so bad, Michael. I've been off work since like December 1st. I don't go back to work till like February.
That's the same thing that Orange Avenger said. He said he's going to be off like the next 3 weeks from work.
I took all my PTO. Dude, I have so much PTO that it's ridiculous. So
you're basically taking like pretty much a month and some change off.
I took half of it because it doesn't roll over. It starts over. So I took like, I think like 20 days, 22 days. So that was like almost all of December. And then I got paid out the other 25 days. And then in January, it goes back to 47 days for the year. And I took all of January off.
Does it work something like I know it's a bad example, but does it work something like food stamps where like you have to use it all at once that year, or can it like carry over? So let's say you didn't.
No,
take
it doesn't. It doesn't carry over. They just pay you out with how many ever days you have.
Okay, but if you didn't take it at all, they would just give you the money. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
Yeah,
but, like, how often at your job?
I have so much PTO that dude, if it carried over, I could probably, if I didn't work for like 3 years, I could just take the whole year off. I get 47 days of PTO a year.
Why can't you just give them to me? Just give me a whole year off if I was working for you. Just be like, hey, this is my reparations for you, man. It's
I don't believe in reparations. I had nothing to do with any of that, and neither did any of my family.
Neither did mine. Crazy enough.
There you go.
But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Looking at this point now, we have how many weeks left in this year? We have pretty much just Christmas week and it's like essentially 2 weeks left in the year. We have
like
a week and a half.
We have like 11 days left.
Yeah, so it's less than 2 weeks, and we had met each other officially this year after you basically ghosted me in DMs for like months.
I didn't ghost you. I never looked at Twitter.
Yeah. You know,
and it wasn't a ghosting. As soon as I opened up Twitter and I saw that I had a message, that was the first thing I looked at.
Well,
I didn't look at Twitter for like 8 months.
Well, this is what I even told you. I was getting into, not like getting into is the wrong word. I was already buying comic book, single issues, but like, remember how I told you when I first met you, there was like barely anyone that I could find, at least in that relative short term, that wanted to review new comic book issues or just any new trades or anything like that. So if you guys don't actually know, the reason why I actually talked to you is because you're the only person I actually in my recent vicinity read new issues and wanted to review them. I was like, oh, thank God, I finally found someone. Holy shit.
It's because people have that stigma of there's nothing good that's new. And it's like, all right, dude, whatever. Like, I can't deal with that. It's like, dude, there is good stuff. You just have to find out what
this series is good. Probably the biggest surprise series for me the entire year is this series. I really like it. I think it's very
I don't know.
good.
I think New Gods was probably the most surprising for me.
I will have to get that. You have mentioned that. I have to buy that. I know the trades are out. I will get that because you've said it's very good. Would you have it like top 5 series you've read this year? Actually,
no. I would say it's the most surprising though. I didn't expect it to be good.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to rank any of the series,
I don't know how I'd have to think about it and like look at all the stuff that I read. That on the spot that would be too hard.
Yeah, because
it would be because I'd have to look at everything that I read. But I was most surprised with New Gods, and I really liked Challengers of the Unknown. I was very surprised that even came back, but that was only like a 5 or 6 issue series. I really like Absolute Martian Manhunter. I think that was awesome.
Issue 7 comes out next week, I think. Yeah, they're coming back.
And I don't know. I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's what that was the stigma that a lot of people had. They were like, "Hey, man, I would love to do this with you, but I just don't read new comics because I feel like the medium is going downhill." And I was like, "Fuck,"
No,
you
I
know?
mean, look, here's the thing. I get it. Other people want to read manga and so, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with reading other stuff.
Hi,
There
Ben
isn't.
Boss. Hmm.
I just don't attest to that. There's nothing good out. Like,
Yeah, 'cause-
and I don't like the stigma of if you like something, then it's like, oh, you don't get it. Like I'm contributing to the downfall of comics. It's like, dude, grow up.
well, people really don't understand it because we've explained the comic book system here a lot. A lot of people don't understand. If you don't go and buy the comic books, you know what? You know who gets hurt by that? The shops do. This like Marvel and DC are literally funded by big giant corporations. Like they'll be around for God knows how long after we're dead, probably. The only person
Probably.
you're hurting is the shops when you don't buy the books or go and pick up your pull list. Actually, when you drop your pull list, you don't go support your shop. Those are the people that get hurt by it because they're the ones who has to take all the risk of the product that they buy because they have to sell it. Actually, that's the same thing that Yu-Gi-Oh is going through that problem right now too. A lot of stores are dropping Yu-Gi-Oh because they can't sell it, and a lot of people don't get it. It's like if you don't go and buy this stuff, and I get it, if the product is not good, you don't want to support it. You're only hurting the shop. You're not hurting the company
Yeah.
because they're the one who's always getting paid. Konami, any of the companies that you guys know and love that do stuff like this, like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, which is done by Wizards of the Coast and shit, they're always going to get paid up front from the distributor. That they're the kingmakers. They make the shit to give to distributors so they can sell it. So they're fine no matter what. You don't support it, that don't hurt them at all. Their pockets are already lined. So I feel like just the average person doesn't understand it enough.
Well, I mean, I think there's also the stigma of like people like really holding a candle to other people's understanding of how the business works. It's like, and I get that. Like, I get that's a thing to talk about, but I also don't. I just don't care. I don't care. Like, maybe that's just because like I just want to read my books and like them and talk about them. But like, I just don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I just don't care anymore. I wish I did. Maybe I don't, but I don't know. I try, like, I get into these conversations and I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. All
That's great. You don't like this. Okay. I do.
Yeah. I also think that that thing you mentioned earlier where it's the stigma that nothing is good, because like I look at all the solicitations, all the trades, all the omnis that come out, all the manga that come out, and I'm like, out of all of this shit that comes out, you're telling me that nothing's good? That would be insane. That's actually ludicrous. There has to be something good.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
It's just
people
impossible
like,
for me.
they just
I
don't
can't
like the
fathom that
way that
concept.
they just don't like the way that things are drawn, or they don't like the way the writing is now. And there's always this thing of like editorial, and it's like, are you in the fucking building when they're writing this? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of hands
and
in the cookie jar.
I'm sure that happens. I'm sure that does happen, right? I'm sure that does. But like, I was reading Infernal Hulk, right? And I was like, and Warren can attest to this. We were both reading it, and I was like, "Do you think editorial got involved in this one, where Hulk was literally like ripping people in half and squishing bodies in his hands, and blood and guts were
Hell
coming out, and
yeah.
he was being the Hulk?" Man, they really, whew, they, they really were, preaching the message in that book.
Yeah, they were preaching the message of killing people is good. Good lord.
It's like you just gotta find what you like, and I mean, and I could, but I also understand that might be hard for some people. Like, I
Yeah,
also understand that, and I also
right.
understand that manga, however you pronounce it, is super popular and people like that. I have absolutely no problem with that at all.
Yeah, my thing is that when people that read manga pretend there's no flaws in it or stuff, it's like, what's the old saying? Pretending your shit doesn't stink kind of thing,
Well, I mean, it's the thing that's on the rise. Like, so I mean, I just don't care what other people think. Like, let them think it. Who cares?
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't ruin my. And I know you could. Some people like, oh well, hey, then what do you talk about? How about talk about the fucking books? How about that?
Yeah, you could always talk about what's inside them. I'm pretty sure that's something. What's crazy? not enough people do that. Not enough people to watch what's inside the book because it's popular on the internet, and you know this from like posting an out of context comic book panel, and they
I
think that
know. Yeah.
encompasses the entire story of that issue or that run, and it's like, dude, like, do you know how many comic books I've read, not just with you, but with other people, where like if I posted a single out of context picture, I could look like an absolute knowledgeable know-it-all. It's like, but that single panel doesn't reflect the entire issue or that entire miniseries, right? Literally, dude, you could go and post Aliens versus Avengers stuff on your Twitter account and be like, hey, this is where Jonathan really understands Avengers, right? But that doesn't encompass what that whole story was in that single panel. You know,
it's just like the same thing when someone posts one like really bad picture from the 90s and it's like all 90s art sucks.
I've always had the different experience. I've always heard it was just the best thing ever. This new thing where it's people calling it like bad. That's new to me because I've only been around people that said it's really good.
I mean, it's all in where you grow up to, and there's also like this stigma of these runs that everybody must read. You must read this. It's like I always tell people, like, well, what do you like? I'm not gonna tell you have to read something if you might not like it. What happens if you don't like it? And it's like the comic book fandom is very fickle because they're nerds, like just like I'm just being honest. I'm a nerd, like, and they'll hold these evident truths that they believe that are true to themselves. They'll hold those so dear, and anything that goes against it or goes in the opposite direction of it is like
punching a mother in the face.
Yeah, dude. It's so ridiculous to me. And I'm just like, all right. I just look at him and go, okay, I'm stupid for liking this stuff. Okay. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and guess what I'm going to do? You're not changing my mind. You're not changing how I feel. Like, you can call me the biggest idiot in the world. Like, do you really? I'm wearing a Santa hat on MSK show. Do you think I give a fuck about anything right now?
Hey. But you care about me.
Not really.
God, man. Why are you? You're just being like my dad. No, not here, and not Santa.
Well, isn't that the opposite? Since I am here and have a Santa hat on, and that's like the exact opposite of what you just said. It's your self-evident truth. That's what it is.
But I was really because like I did. I'm pretty sure if you guys check my comic book channel, I did review trades. I reviewed like the first trade of Zeb Wells' Spider-Man run by myself. I reviewed that Aliens versus Avengers book by myself. I reviewed the one with Jonathan Hickman's book. It was Wolverine Revenge. I actually really liked issue 1. People said it was not that good. I read it. I was like,
dude, it was all right. It was.
I only read issue 1, and I thought it was actually pretty good.
I wish it would have went longer, right?
They always cut his stuff short.
It was massive.
Yeah.
No, I think he plans short things. He gets real excited and then is like, fuck it, Well, obviously,
you're right. Yeah,
they're not. I think anymore after X-Men, they learned their lesson. Like, dude, like as much as they hated Ultimate Spider-Man, right? Do we know that they hated Ultimate Spider-Man? Do we know this for sure? Did anybody come out like from Marvel and say we hate Ultimate Spider-Man?
Well, we do know that Tom Brevoort doesn't like magic. But we can go and attest to that because that's what he actually said.
He said, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, and we can go on. He hasn't been with Mary Jane in how long? So but it was the Ultimate Universe. It wasn't the mainline continuity. So I don't know if they cared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, do we know for a fact? So I just don't like. For me, speculation is as good as taking a shit in one hand and pissing in the other. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm pretty good at that. That's a skill.
Yeah, and you have shitty, pissy hands. So you know what I mean? Like that's like the thing. It's like I'd rather go off of what we know as a fact as opposed to now if we're just talking about like theories. Like we come up with what could happen.
Yeah, next. That's the premise already.
That's a little bit different. That's a little bit to me. That's a little bit different. But I don't know. I just don't get on these bandwagons of like.
I always just go off someone's actions, and I also try to analyze like what's the landscape currently. The only way that I could really analyze the reason why Marvel cut the Ultimate Universe is. Their pay structure. People let you know how their pay structure works. It's work for hire. Their slashing rate, from what we heard,
that
slashing rate.
So and I think once your main guy leaves, they're probably like, well, no other book is really going to do anything.
Yeah, because if you have people to know, Ultimate Black Panther was one of the ones they started with. That book fell off the sales charts from the ones that we
So
saw.
much. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean,
Ultimate
like,
X-Men did too.
Ultimate Wolverine is a great. I like the book, right? I think
Really good. It's actually really
Capuccio's
good.
art is really cool. It's
Yeah.
very different than his Moon Knight art, and which his Moon Knight art was fantastic. If you ever get to read Jed McKay, Capuccio on Moon Knight, that was really the art in that.
And they
Was
do that to him too. Like Jed
amazing.
McKay's Moon Knight run that has the same thing with Steve Orlando's Scarlet Witch run.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, I truly think the reason why they did it is because they don't want to pay people more for it continuing on. It's like
correct. It's probably
trimming the fat is what they call it in
so
business.
they have to probably pay him more.
Yeah,
you know, once it's successful.
And
But I think
Jonathan
like
Hickman
someone like a Hickman, you have to pay. Period. So like,
yeah. So like, because Philip Kennedy Johnson, he's known for that Action Comics run about Horror World, not War World. He's going to be going over to Marvel for 3 years. So I think. Does Jonathan Hickman? He doesn't have that kind of contract where he has it like Philip.
I don't know.
Johnson. I don't think he does.
I have no idea. The only thing I knew about anything in his contract, and if you remember, I was saying it since Ultimate Spider-Man 1, is that he said this is only going to be 24 issues.
Yeah.
That's I said it for how many?
So that's like what?
Like a year and a half, 2 years.
So he's already saying up front that's only going to be like 2 years.
Yeah, I was saying that forever, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're canceling him," and da da da. And I kept like, I'm like, dude, I've been saying it. Like he said it on his Substack.
Yeah, 24 issues is like what? A year and a half? Yeah. Essentially 2 years.
12 months.
You're right. Yeah.
One issue. If it comes out one issue a month, it's 24 months.
Well, and the thing that people in their own arguments will highlight the original Ultimate Universe, and if you look back at the sales of those books from back in the day, because it's a little bit more open about the sales from back then. It was Spider-Man that was carrying a lot of that too. Like, and what happened here? Spider-Man was carrying a lot of it because that's just how popular
it's like
Spider-Man is.
Type thing. Like people got excited for something different. Spider-Man was actually good. You know, Bendis' Spider-Man was good, but the other books sold well at first, and they dropped off because nobody cared.
Yeah.
They weren't good.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's I don't know. I just I don't know. Like, and that's the one thing that I can that's the one thing that I can agree with on some people. Like the writing might not be as up to par, so like they're just not paying as much. So I think they think that the other companies, right, that own them now are probably not willing to shell out the money that is going into something that's printed as opposed to a movie or you know what I mean? Like that you're going to get the millions of dollars returning. That's probably what they think. Like, so who knows, man? Who fucking knows?
And if based off what Rich Johnson posted on his website, if it's true and they're slashing like rates and stuff, of course they're going to cut the Ultimate Universe because as you pointed out, it's like not the main continuity anyway.
And if you don't have Hickman in there, they're not going to care.
Yeah.
If you don't have the main book that's selling, right? Why would you have all these other ones that aren't?
Right. And that's the main character that's selling, right? So
right. So I mean, I understand that a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like,
they'll bring it back, but it's just
well, they're gonna do the Ultimate End, which isn't written by Hickman, which is just like whatever.
Like they couldn't pay him for 5 issues to end it.
I don't know if he wanted to. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just don't know. I honestly haven't
been Substack thing like Chip Zdarsky does.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a while because he was doing that 3 moons, 3 Earths, or 3 planets, 3 moons, or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
So I haven't read it in a while. I should probably go back on there and read because I actually used to subscribe to him.
Because I know there's actually a lot of comic book guys that I think Jason Aaron has one. Scott Snyder, I'm pretty sure, has a Substack. Like I would say, Jason Aaron is someone I've read his Bug Wars book a little bit. Seeing what he actually looks like, I'm like, yep, looks exactly how I thought he would look. Because most of these guys I only read
when
by
he was
name.
Doing Thor. I mean, he was putting his picture in the back of the Thor book with
I was like,
big,
bro,
big glasses of fucking beer.
Dude, straight up looks like a lot of dudes I went to high school with. They got the fucking earrings and shit that stretch them out and shit. Oh my god, dude. I was like, Jason, you look like this, bro. Because like Grant Morrison, he looks just like a regular British bald guy. I'm like, Dan Slott.
And until you see his house, and you're like, oh, are you like Anton LaVey? Like,
like Rob Liefeld.
I'm surprised you're not like Alan Moore and live in a fucking cave.
Like Rob Liefeld, I would always imagine what he had said because I would always read his tweets, and I went and watched it. People call him crazy. If you actually watch his podcast, Robservations, it's actually very good. He's a little fucking crazy in the head from all that.
Yeah,
coke
he was
did.
just eccentric, like back in the 90s, whenever like they were actually making real money. Like he just went and did a bunch of crazy shit. His
podcast is very. I'll say I binge it when he puts enough of them out. It's a very insightful thing. People call him crazy. They call him like loony for his crack days. But I'll say because I think when you guys asked me about like box or whatever, like in the chat. Because I remember I watched one of his Robservation episodes, and this is what he said. I'm not saying I said this is what he said. He brought up in one of his episodes that when he was dealing with like Deadpool and Fox and everything, that a lot of people would always highlight how much the international box office was for a movie. He said that here's what he said. He said that the people cared more about domestically because our dollar's worth, it goes way further here, and a bunch of other things. Like they said internationally, it didn't go as far. That's what he said. I'm not.
I mean, it depends on if it's in euros or like.
It also depends on which territory too, because international could mean Turkey, Russia, China.
Well, yeah, you don't want to screw the ruble.
Volkswagen. No?
Yeah, he does. Alan Moore does look like a forest wizard.
Alan Moore looks like a fucking wizard, actually, from Lord of the Rings.
He's like, he looks like, was it Return of the King? When, when the second one, when Theoden was under the fucking control of Saruman and he was all decrepit and old. That's it. Little Ali Moore. It's me, I live in a cave.
Like,
I read the comics, but I don't like the comics. Fucking God. Shut up.
Oh my God.
People suck his nuts, and I'm like, dude, wrote some cool shit.
Hey,
there's no doubt he did, but fucking shut up.
Oh God, man. Hey, you can have this as a model on your channel, a Grant Glazer.
I'm just not that dude. Like, I love comics, but I don't go to conventions, and I don't care if I meet my people who wrote. I just don't give a fuck.
Like Mark, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. The stuff that Mark Waid said, I could picture exactly what he looks like: fat, overweight, liberal. Not even kidding. Based on how he talks, it was so funny to me that fat piece of shit sat there and talked shit on Mark Miller, claiming that Mark Miller was fading into irrelevancy. Like, Mark, buddy, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, Millard does pretty well, man.
That's a pretty good line. Books sell very well. He went on that tirade because Mark Miller. It's crazy. Both the names are Mark, but just there's one more successful Mark. It was so funny reading it because it looked like someone just straight up crashing out. Oh my God. Oh, goodness gracious. The glory days. But, I will say Mark Waid, despite whatever retarded thing he says politically, I have enjoyed his stuff when I've read it. It's been pretty good, my opinion. But, that's why I always kind of separate the art from the artist. Like, I know Dan Slott did some weird shit with fans, like talking shit about them and stuff like that. But, I always separate the art from the artist. That's what you got to do here these days. Did Mark Waid get ripped? No. He actually got the other opposite end of that. He got fat. Alan Moore looks like a guy who buys magic mushrooms from behind a Blockbuster. Goodness. Like Todd McFarlane, when I first heard that guy speak, I'm like, he's like, hey, yo, wackadoos. I'm like,
he's totally New York.
That's
totally. Yeah.
Jim Lee sounds the most like American. At least, like, for at least me. But, when you talk about editorial, there's been, like, because the thing is, Jim Lee's the boss. So it's like, hey, Jim, your Batman Hush book, this kind of plot with Batman, what are you going to tell him? That's your boss. You're gonna edit his book? Who do you think you are? I'm Jim Lee.
He's editing his own edits. he forgets that what he wrote, and he's like, this is trash. Who wrote this? You did, sir. This is great. This is great. Just print it.
Remember
that fucking book, man.
Remember when he went to the conventions? Like, it was like 2023, just charging people like $10K.
Oh yeah, like $10K for a commission. Yeah,
bruh.
Or like he was charging like $4,000 for like a speed caricature. Like, all right, dude.
This guy can barely get a single issue done anymore. He wants me to trust that he can get a page done in a day.
He said, Milk said, well-adjusted
Milquetoast.
person and comic book writer have seldom gone together. Well, I mean, you're
Oh,
not lying.
like when people
Like I
say,
said, I just
yeah.
enjoy the medium. I always have. It's something, like that I gravitated to as a child and just kept with it. Like I just enjoy the characters. I know there's ups and downs. I know there's going to be shitty times with them. You know what I mean? Like right now, I can't stand Matt Fraction's Batman. I can't stand it. I still buy it because I love Batman. Like I'm not gonna make this stand. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if I had limited money and like was worried about like, ooh, if this $4.99 this month is really gonna hurt my family, then maybe I wouldn't buy it. But
Yeah, I mean, I get it with some people. Like this is to
I
a certain
understand.
extent. Like this is their whole life, and if it's not going in the direction that they envision in their brain, then they think the world's falling apart. But then
I understand. I
yeah.
understand everybody's point of view. The problem I have is when people call into question how I feel about something just because I am reading it. That's the problem I have. I have no problem if people don't like something. I have no problem if someone enjoys something. Absolutely zero problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't fucking tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't do that to you.
Yeah, yeah. I always had the same thing too. Like I'm cool with it's hobbies wise. Like I'm cool with anyone having any hobby, even though I think fishing is for losers and all that stuff, right? But like if you have the hobby, I tell people it's fine. Like I don't care. But then for me, if I say, hey, I like I don't know, watching basketball, well, that's for bro.
Oh, dude, yeah, the NBA is fucking stupid. It sucks.
It's
And
like
I'm
you
like, what?
fish. You throw a line out in water. You
My
fish.
my favorite is this. You ready for this? This is my favorite. My favorite is like, well, I watch college sports because they have real heart and they really care about these NFL players. They suck. They don't even care. Is that why whenever college dudes get to the NFL, they're taking over?
Yep.
Or what happens?
Mm-hmm.
They are not that great. You
Yeah,
have
it
like
happens
one
in league.
rookie.
Yeah,
You have one
yeah.
rookie that always has like a great year, and then the rest of the time, what they just all of a sudden like just sucked, or could it be the people in professional sports are really, 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 really fucking good? Like,
Yeah. And this is another thing they don't factor into their argument is like when you're under one coaching system, someone might thrive in that better than
well,
another
well,
system. It's just how it works, you know?
but you also got to think like in college, there's how many colleges? Thousands.
Thousands. Yeah.
There's 32 fucking teams. You're playing the best of the best of the best of the best. Like
Every week.
Charles
Every
Barkley
week.
said it.
18
Like
weeks. Yeah.
Charles Barkley said it. You being the best at college doesn't mean shit when you get to the NBA. You could be the worst. Like, look at all the number one draft picks who were fucking amazing college players that sucked.
And now I just like bombed out. There's that
Bombed out. Right.
Remember
There's
that famous
tons of
Laker
guys.
guy? I forget his name. There was this famous Laker guy drafted fresh out of college. They thought he was gonna be the future. He bombed
What,
out in
Andrew
like
Bynum?
I think it was Andrew bombed
No,
out.
Bynum, he won a couple of championships. He had a couple decent years, but then he went to Philadelphia and just nothing.
Was it him? No, it wasn't Andrew Bynum. It was another guy. He completely bombed out in like a year or two. And people were like, what happened to this guy? Because I think he had revealed his mom passed away and that really destroyed his fucking mom, which I understand what he means by that. I do. But it's like, people got to understand
I don't
like,
remember.
like that thing you mentioned, or the NFL. There's 32 teams here, and this is the best players playing against each other every week, 18 weeks straight, playoffs and all that stuff to Super Bowl. College, you're playing against people relatively on your level, and like, do people really get pushed that hard in these college games as much as they would get pushed like the NFL games?
Yes, they do. They 100% do get pushed that hard. But the thing is you're not. You could be the best at your position, but you're also not playing the top corner. You're not playing the top lineman, the top this, the top that,
the best
the top
wide
everything.
receiver. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's like I just take those comments, those like airbrushed comments of this whole thing sucks. Like,
yeah.
Like,
and now, if you said it was rigged, I could understand.
Oh
that.
yeah, if you said some shit was like bullshit like that, yeah, I totally.
Oh
understand.
yeah, for sure. The shit that's going on with OKC. Oh my god, fucking hell, dude. Like, did you see last night's game of Timberwolves versus OKC?
No, I didn't.
I don't know how much basketball you've watched in the recent.
I've been watching basketball, but I just I haven't. I have not. I have not watched in the past few days. I stopped once Ja Morant came back, and I was just like, oh, god damn it.
I hate Grizzlies. I can't
And
stand
I was just
that guy,
like,
man.
I just didn't want to hear about it. So I've been watching movies and spending time with family the past couple days. So
yeah, for football, I know the Cowboys are out because the Eagles won today. So the Cowboys are out. So I don't know if you're around enough Cowboys fans, dudes, but cue up the regular Cowboys narrative. Oh, if we had made it to the playoffs, we would have won it all, because we sure have seen that all the times they've made it to the playoffs, right? They for sure have made it to the finals, right, guys? No, they didn't. It never happened. But, the Chiefs are out because, Mahomes is going to have to go to surgery for his, rotator torn ACL or something like that. What else is there?
Hold on. Melta said that famous Lakers guy. This is the kind of detailed analysis that draw the viewers in.
Dude,
I don't know who he's talking about. But,
I'm blanking on this guy's name, but I remember it was like that Linsanity dude for like the Knicks some years ago, that he was going to be the future, and he just bombed out.
No, he didn't just bomb out, dude. That's not true, dude.
He's Asian. He ate some chow mein.
Dude, if he would have been able to play in New York, he would have been fine. But he also got hurt. Very hurt at the end of that run. And when you're playing and Carmelo Anthony's on the bench and he literally forced a trade instead of waiting 22 days for the end of the season, and they could have got him for free, it's like you don't want someone more successful than you. He could have been more successful.
Yeah, man. Do you still remember that thing that happened with Blake Griffin?
Plus, he won a NBA championship with the Raptors, I believe.
You're right, huh? Yeah. Do you remember the Blake Griffin Clippers thing?
About what?
Because I think history may be repeating itself a little bit in there. Because I don't know if you saw the recent they got rid of Chris Paul before he was going to retire. He said he was going to retire, obviously, but. There's all this drama happening with the Clippers right now, and the whole Kawhi thing. They
that's
pay for Kawhi, man.
We
talked about this a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's a messed up thing. That when you have shell companies, and then charities, and they're paying for, a person that has never appeared for said charity and stuff like that, It was, and Milquetoast is right. Chris Paul was put to pasture 100%.
Yeah, because I feel 100%. Like
and the coach, was talking shit on him, mad shit on him, and then the next day he comes out and says, "Oh, I love me some CP. I love him." It's like, dude, whatever.
It's like, man,
these
guys just have no backbone. It's like, if you're going to be like that, at least be like that with your fucking balls on the fucking bricks,
And Sargent's also right. History does repeat itself. Because I'll tell you what, man. Back in the 80s, early 80s, I would hear my parents talk the same stuff. Things are not unique, guys. They're not. Unique in the sense that you are a unique individual. You are your own person. But the majority of things that happen, they're not unique. They're not. I'm dead serious. I've been hearing the same stuff. Now people are a little bit more extreme in the way that they describe things.
I think it's because we have the internet now.
That is the biggest. That is the biggest thing. When you have, you can. Charlie Randolph on fucking Facebook can break a story.
Randolph
to the rest of his, crew or whatever,
or it's the guys that say they have sources. Hey, I heard from sources that LeBron is going to the
trust
me
bros. The trust me bros. Yeah, just I don't know, man. I find it to just be ridiculous.
Yeah, because I remember when Kawhi, it was rumored that he had said, hey, I don't want to go and play with the Lakers, and I wanted to beat LeBron and all this sort of stuff. I think at this point now, I think I've come to realize what he did. He just wanted a fat paycheck from a team that'll pay him a lot in LA.
I think he wanted just to be the guy, but if you're the guy, you get to have all that pull, and you could get away with what he's getting away with.
Yeah, and apparently
you're right, Milquetoast. So the NFL, back in the 50s, right? When the NFL, the championship game, the Colts and the Giants, and that was broadcast on DuPont TV, right? That's whenever the NFL broke into like the main mainstream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even in like before that, it wasn't as mainstream. It was still popular, but college sports were way more popular, and it was baseball. Baseball was like the king. You know what I mean? Like baseball was huge. Whenever that happened in that game, you can look in NFL history. That was the game that broke the NFL as not as we know it today, but the actual NFL. I think
Which
it was
pushed you
like
into like the stratosphere.
the 10 teams that they had. And then it was, like you can look back at Super Bowl I. I mean, there's empty seats all over the place. The tickets for Super Bowl I were like $3. You know what I mean? It wasn't until the Jets beat the Colts in Super Bowl III, because the Colts at that time were supposed to be even better than the Lombardi Packers. That's how they were hailing them. And then when they got beat by the lowly AFL Jets, they had already signed the merger. People think that's what made it go. They had already signed it, but the intent was there, like almost like a deal memo. As soon as that happened, they were like, we can't do anything but merger. And then the next year, the Chiefs won after they had lost in the first Super Bowl against the Packers. So, I mean, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you look at, like you said, history repeating itself. It's right. You're right. The more they change, the more they stay the same. It was the same thing with the AFL when they took Joe Namath. There was like a bidding war that these guys were going, and that never had happened, right? And then what happened later? They had the one league that Trump had, the New Jersey Generals or whatever, and they got Herschel Walker and Jim Kelly and all these other players. And it was like this big fucking deal, like we have a place to go. We can go somewhere else. And it took the play down. So, yeah.
Yep. So when does the NFL play the UFL? Super
Wouldn't
Bowl.
that be fun? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
And not just that, not just best of one. You got to do a best of three.
No, it
games.
Couldn't be 3 games. That's the thing with football. You can't do a best of anything.
Yeah, like I think looking back now on that trade, on when they bought him, because I remember I was reading something where he's only played like 60% of the games that they initially.
I don't even think he's played 60%. I think
he's played less than that. Yeah,
but either way.
They have James Harden. I think James Harden is actually a really good shooter. I think he's good at that, but he's
aging. A very good passer. He's aging,
but it's
too.
Aging, and it's really showing. Like Zubac can still be a good big man, but that's it, really. Like honestly, that's really just their whole team. Who else do they really have that really can? Because in my opinion, they don't really have enough athletic players to really push them into that other tier.
They don't have what it is, and it's starting to turn. It's turning again. It's becoming a younger guys league.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like a lot of the younger guys are stepping up. It's the same thing that happened when Jordan was getting pushed out of the league. You know what I mean? Like the young guys are coming up. That's what it is. It's just what it is. It's just
I agree.
It's like whenever you're young, right, and your era is always the best because, like, dude. People like I remember whenever I was young and I was, a huge Michael Jordan fan. Oh, everybody before that was like, you don't know nothing. Yeah, you think this is great, but it's not great. He's nothing like George Gervin. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's the same arguments. Everybody likes their era, and that's what it is.
Yeah. It's just so crazy to me to see. Like with the Clippers head coach, they were talking about practice, remember in that clip? And he's like, well, some of them didn't want to show up. What the fuck do you mean some of them don't want to show up? What is going on over there? These guys are getting paid lots of fucking money. What do you mean you don't want to show up? What is going on? Like, it's just imploding.
They get held in breach of contract, stuff like that. It's that's not a good organization. It hasn't been well run ever since it's been a thing.
Yeah. It's always been, guys. People can look back in the day, like, but I find it just funny at this point now. It's like, hey, given what happened to them last year, it would make sense why they would run it back based off what happened last year.
Yeah, we talking about practice, not a game, not a game. Practice.
Yeah, I just can't. And so for me, like, do you know how like on NBA Prime that they show when the coaches are talking to the players and you can hear what they're saying, right? Because like from the Knicks, whenever I watch, I'm not a New York guy, but when I hear Mike Brown talking, it's like it feels like the players buy into his vision of how they want to play together. Like,
well, yeah, they want to win.
Yeah, but it feels like when I'm watching the Clippers, it feels like none of the players there respect the goddamn thing that their coach says at all. It feels like they're just fucking on the court. Now,
They
to be fair,
don't.
that could be because they're when you're a team and you're losing that much, it does affect how you think about things and trust your teammates.
Sure, it does.
Yeah,
I'm sure it does.
Yeah,
but like that's.
But if your players have lost that much trust, they don't buy into a damn thing you're saying. That is done. That you can't fix that. It's over.
The whole thing. The whole team needs blown up. You know what I mean? They just need to start over from scratch and actually get an authoritative person there and start over and
like
be
they can
the
keep James
bottom
Harden.
of the barrel. No, they need to get rid of James. No, you got to get rid of everybody and you have to start over and you have to develop team chemistry, and a leader will form out of that. Someone who's drafted by the franchise, done well, but they don't have draft picks.
But what about do you think any superstars would willingly want to go there and change it up? Because you need some superstars.
No,
there, right?
You can't. No, you wouldn't be able to get good superstars. You would need to create.
You would have to rely on flags and bullshit
you would
trades.
Have to. You would have that, but like you would have to get veterans that are role players that are willing to show the young guys how to be, how to play, how to do those things.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps if the Clippers,
that could be too. That could be too.
Like, you never know, man. It's just, I love, like, the thing is, I love watching people implode, but I also like watching people when they're at their best.
I love talking about comic books.
Comic books are for nerds, as you know, and they're for losers who don't get laid.
I guess I'm a loser that doesn't get laid. MSK.
Yes, so, comic book nerds don't shower, they don't get girls, and they are nasal talky. What else is there? They have dirty fingernails.
I mean, it's very hard for me to relate to the things that you say
because they're not true.
Well, they're not true for me.
Yes. You told me the story about the people at your comic book shop that were like,
those were older gentlemen, and yeah, they were definitely nerdy dudes, but that doesn't mean every single one of them.
I don't trust nerds, actually.
Comic books. I mean, it was like I'm a weird dude, man. Like I loved comics, but I also played tons of sports.
I only played tennis, so that's what I did.
And that's what you're gonna fucking really? You're gonna lobby your manhood over people while you played fucking tennis?
I played a sport. I know what it's like. Hey man, playing some sports here. It was intense hitting these balls back and forth. If I played now, I would say anything.
Like tennis is a fucking ridiculous sport. You have to be
I still have my racket over there. If I played right now, I would run it down so hard. I'd be boosted as hell. Holy crap. You know?
I don't even know what you even just said was that even like English?
That's league terms and stuff when you're boosted. Anthony says laps for some odd reason. I think MSK probably. What in the world? Oh no one tries that around me. They know, people know better. You do that around me, you getting thrown to the ground. No one tries that with me.
I don't believe you at all. Oh, I've seen your Facebook pictures.
Yeah, I got some story. I can't say these stories. I can't. People know not to try that shit around
Every single fucking one of your pictures is some
no
gay
nerd
ass
from
pose.
that. No nerd that I know that I still talk to till to this day would ever try that. They know I would be throwing it down. Even people that I went to church with.
All right, I'll come fight you, MSK. Throw me down.
You're 50. It'd be like me beating up an old man.
I still think I would.
You have no knees anymore. Your knees are bad. You're like Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond. You need a cane to walk sometimes, probably. No, the thing with me is I never intentionally would like, I don't really want to fight people because it's not my thing. But whenever it did happen, it was because dude was just fucking with me sometime, and I was like, dude, leave me the fuck alone. Like I can't cuss. YouTube's gonna I'm getting in trouble. But like
you can't swear.
It's a joke. I'm gonna be reformed. You wanted me to be reformed. Reformed, and
I didn't say reform.
Now. I'm joking.
And that, what?
I am now reformed, MSK. I've changed. I'm basking.
I don't believe you because we've been on the air for 49 minutes and we have not talked about this damn comic.
No, it's just like
all.
People like straight up. There was this. I'll say people know better. I'm here not to try that, but
they know. Do you really air that much toughness when you walk by their Timmy Tough Nuts? Do you fucking?
Whoa,
you know what I mean?
Whoa, I prefer Jimmy Tough Nuts actually.
I just I'm just wondering, like, when you walk by, is it like music play behind you? Like chains clanking around, like, do
Well,
not
black
fuck
people
with
do
this
have that.
man.
Black guys around here will have those kind of music little boxes where it plays their song out loud as they're walking.
Did you just call a boombox a music
No, no,
little
no.
box thing?
It's those new style boom boxes where I forget. I don't know what they're called now. I never bought one. They just have their fucking music all always playing out. But
Milk Toast. Actually, Superman Unlimited's pretty good, man.
This is pretty
good.
good.
It's pretty cool.
Highly recommend Superman Unlimited.
I do agree with you on a bunch of the other comics, though. I do agree. This is actually pretty neat. It's a new take on kryptonite and like all that type of stuff. It's actually pretty neat.
I would bet a year.
It's definitely different.
His knees do not work and his back
that
is
doesn't
gone.
mean shit. Doesn't mean nothing.
It'd be like me doing this to you.
MSK, I think you are so incorrect.
Yeah,
but okay.
No, but imagine that. It'd be like that fucking fight where I just get stomped out.
No, why would I do that to you?
Yeah. No, but if you ever did come,
I don't want to commit a hate crime.
Wouldn't that be oh, good lord? MSK looks like the model they used to show a low man with. No.
Oh, dude, he is 100% a model for the before pictures.
Hey, I would throw it down back in my day. People knew better, But hey, I lost my fair.
Well, yeah,
share.
they didn't want to catch whatever the hell you got.
Yeah, people. I lost some fair share of exchanges. I will say. One time I got thrown into some bushes, actually. So it's crazy day. But that's when I was weak and pathetic. Now I'm buff and strong, and
I don't believe. You know what I saw on your Facebook? I saw pictures of you in a gym, but I did not see any pictures of you working out in any of the gyms. No, it's you like this.
There's videos. There's videos there if you scroll down far enough. I think
what's with the pictures though, dude?
What is this? I'm being charismatic. That's better than yours. Yours looks like this? You're staring into the abyss. Yes.
I don't smile.
Have you? Oh, good lord.
Okay. Have I what? Tried? You want me to smile? You want me to creep everybody out?
Have you tried being fun?
I am a very fun human being. Have you watched any of my other streams?
Yes, and then you also yelled at me. You said,
I yell at you.
Good lord.
I do. I yell at you. You say MSK, some things, MSK.
Were you bullied? No. People. The notion of people at a library talking shit to me is like, dude, you're a nerd. You read books. It's like, come on, No, dude. Fucking hell. Yeah, we're gonna go with this in just a moment. Hey, Gray, how you doing, man? Hey, it's Laps and the Glizzmaster General.
Anthony says he would put $50 on me even with my bad knees.
It's not his bad knees. He has a bad back. He can't move.
Sometimes. My back's all right.
Good lord.
You got hurt, but the MSK people heal. You do know this, right?
Yes, but your older people heal slower than when you're younger. You don't really bounce back as easy.
Okay, dude. No, I will say you are not incorrect about that, but I could tell you that I could, like, once I'm done, I could still play basketball. I could still move. And almost every little young person that thinks they're a Billy Badass on the basketball court usually gets beat by old me.
That's because you're 6 feet tall. That's a cheat code.
I don't. Oh, but I got bad knees. I can't move. And you could hold me doing this.
I'll give you the Tsunade flick to Naruto. I'll give you one of those.
All right.
All right. But yes, comic books, which are for
we're gonna make this happen. It's gonna happen in a cage for money for charity.
For charity, okay.
Yes, the MSK charity for his hospital bills.
For rent, for MSK's rent. That's what we're doing.
For his rent. Oh wait, you still have to read the comment. The comment for Blackness itself.
Oh, you're right. Actually, it wasn't about that one. We got a comment for another one. Okay. I promise you guys.
Oh, was it on a video we did?
It was one of the shorts that I uploaded because, okay, I'm going to be honest here. And it's nothing that you said to me. It's good lord. When people keep telling me to do something, I always tell people this. The reason why I probably haven't did it yet is probably because I'm not interested. So because I don't value your opinion. Why? And I don't value nerd clout chasers opinions here. But like, if I'm being honest here, it's because I just don't have any interest in doing it. Not every new thing that happens in content creation I want to do because I'm just not that interested. Just very simple, right? But I know some of the people around me have been asking, hey man, just do shorts and do shorts and do shorts. I'll go, okay. I'll finally put out some shorts. And I will say, they did very well. Some of them did very, very well. Some of them had more views than I've had on these shows in my entire life. Now, the thing is, am I going to put out these shorts every day? No, because it takes StreamYard. You can generate shorts or you can look through the content and make them, obviously. Which is fine. But it's one of those things where it's like, I just didn't care to do them because it's like, fuck, I don't care, but I put a few of them up. And I'll show you guys right now. I know you guys like them, so I'll put out some more. But like, don't expect a short every day like some people have. It's just not happening. Hold on. Before I share my screen, I'm gonna have to put my
gotta
audio
erase the horse porn.
No. I have to put my audio in my headset. Okay, in my output device. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure I share the screen. Right here. Right. Well, I'm not monetized. It wouldn't matter to me anyway. I do this for free. When we talked about hypocrisy of race swapping in comics, that did very good. When we rated Sophie Rain because she's an overrated OnlyFans whore. We talked about that's for the MCU woman tier list. This is the Blackness itself one. The White Panther one got someone straight up aping out in this comment section. I'm gonna check out really, really quickly. 6 comments. There's more here. Good Lord. Okay, so here we go. Oh my god, this is kind of small. I'm about to make this a little bit more bigger. Make this right there. Okay. I know Laps is a little old.
Just the first thing makes me think that he does that. Like, god damn it, dudes don't listen to anything we say.
It's one of those people that they didn't actually hear what we said. They just went link on the keyboard. Yeah. Okay, so Vomix Witch, I'm joking, said,
oh my god.
He's just a Black Panther, not the Black Panther. No fucking shit. No fucking shit. We never even said that. That was never in question.
We were just laughing that they finally made it white. Which is hilarious. Come on, that's funny, dude. Come on, that is funny.
I love people on the internet. Guys, I would like if they didn't do this at all, but this is just the landscape we're in. You don't have to be black to be Black Panther. That black in Black Panther isn't race based. It's an actual animal called Black Panther.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude is out here typing some shit we never said.
I know.
I'd say gave me paragraphs. Okay. Anyone can become the Black Panther if they win the ritual combat. So yes, characters' histories matter. This is a new character. Okay, I'll give you that one. Okay, that's fair. Characters' histories should matter. I agree with that one. That one's fine. Y'all are acting like Black Panther was one person. This is the problem. They should be one person. You should have one person having it. It shouldn't be like 6 of them. That shouldn't be in question in general. Sorry to say this, but it's not go learn the characters' history, then Saibu? A black man became Captain America. Where were y'all then? Oh, okay, Vomix, dumb fuck. I hadn't made YouTube content until 2015. Also, I don't talk about shit I don't know until I actually learn about it. Also, second of all, no one liked him being Captain America. It's still not a liked thing. Actually, if I'm going to be honest with you, they released a Sam Wilson 5-issue Captain America run this year and it got canceled in 6 issues. Did anybody read that? Fuck no. Apparently no one cares about him being Captain America because Marvel is also bringing back Steve Rogers and Doomsday. So you can go fuck yourself when people keep saying, oh, well, Sam Wilson's Captain America. No one likes that. No one fucking cares about that. No one likes that. All his runs always get canceled. I have those fucking books over there because I bought them. I was reading a little through them too. So, good Lord, I hate people like this. Where were you guys? Yes, because there was nobody ever mentioning how much they didn't like Black Captain America. There was no shortage of that, right? Holy fuck, you people are retarded these days. Jesus Christ, I have to actually inhabit this earth with you. Fuck. Oh, wait, because they didn't race swap the character. It's just a completely separate character. Same goes for this Black Panther. What is that? What the fuck is that? Is that word salad? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know what the hell that meant, but...
Did you reply to him?
No, I didn't. Someone gave him a like. I'm like, all right, little Tommy gets a gold sticker.
Cool. That's funny.
A black man being Captain America is bad. Notice how he doesn't disagree with that when I first say that? Because Captain America's not a mantle, people. It's not a mantle. Like Green Lantern, there's a specific reason why you can have multiple.
Did he not understand? Like, did he not understand we were joking?
Well, we were joking too. It's like I get that. It's a completely separate character. Though y'all said all this shit about character history is important, but they aren't race swapping the original character. I mean, who knows? It's just the next Black Panther after the current Black Panther. Black Panther's history is important, and in the history, anyone who wins combat becomes Black Panther, meaning anyone can become Black Panther. Congrats, you have no idea what you're talking about. I never said I was a Black Panther expert to begin with. I never said that. I never said that in general.
That's not the point. The point of the matter is that, like, I thought the whole thing was funny.
Yeah, I was laughing too. Like, Eric the Guapo, he came in and he said, you tourists, cultural vulture. T'Challa is the Black Panther, just like how Batman is Bruce Wayne. Technically, yes, both are mantles, but there is no passing on one of these ones, which is why anytime the mantles are passed on, it never works or lasts. Get out of our hobby. Yeah. Okay, so guys, I want you guys to understand when I mean these things. They can pass these mantles. I don't fucking care about that. But what I'm bringing up is either make a new character, or you could just not do it. Also, if a character is called Black Panther, I would just assume he would be black, right? I would just assume that. You know, maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm actually just mentally just fucking retarded or some shit. I think this was, what was this one right here? Hero's ethnicity and blackness itself inherently tied to the Black Panther franchise. The revelation that Kenema is acting vicious villains. Shit.
They couldn't help themselves. They couldn't. It says, but with the hero's ethnicity and blackness itself, they turned it into an entity.
That might have been the most. And what's crazy, after this episode, we did the one with Hunter Schafer and Zelda. Oh my god, I was in tears. Bro was out here crashing out. The Mac is blackness itself, as WZ says. No, but I will say the shorts did very well. Just don't expect them every day. I'll drop them when I can, but it was fun. They were all right. You know, the race swapping one did. Oh, people did not like also. Oh my god. What's crazy is this one got no interaction, but we were talking about race swapping and shit. And my problem with all that was like when people keep saying, so apparently if I go off that commenter's comment right there, when he was like, he literally said history matters. Okay, yes, this stuff does matter. So when you have instances where characters are getting shitted on, their continuities are changed, you have race and gender swaps. But dude, race doesn't matter. The gender doesn't matter on stuff. Apparently it does fucking matter because you're telling me it matters. Gee, it's almost like this matters when you actually put in money and effort into actually being a part of something. My argument was stop saying it doesn't matter when it clearly does. It's just like stop being that person. If it doesn't matter, then what I'm saying doesn't mean anything. Then it doesn't mean anything. Then if it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing, if you watch the whole video, was just I thought it was funny that they put a white person in Black Panther because all the other race swapping that they had done, where people were like, oh, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. So we were like, okay, fine. This White Panther thing, then it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. And someone obviously, that's going to be the problem whenever you put stuff up like that. That's a 60-minute or 60-second clip out of a 2-hour live stream. Yeah. Nobody's going to take the time to actually watch the live stream. Our whole thing was coming off of all the rage that people had about making a Black Panther white, right? That was, at least for me, that's where I was coming from. I thought that was hilarious.
But yeah,
like, that's why it was like, that's why the blackness itself thing. That's why that, how can you, if you literally watch the one video, right?
Yeah.
And then if he literally would have just scrolled to the next video and saw us reacting to the fucking, like the clip or the you know, the whatever, the excerpt, it would have answered everything for him, because we were
Yeah.
like, you made it into an entity itself. Like, you literally made this into an entity whenever it's not.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
just
joke
a
he's
character.
not getting.
He's not getting it. Like,
Yeah.
so that'll be an issue whenever you have that, because I've had that. Like, I made shorts on certain things. That's why I stopped making shorts from my show, and then I just started making shorts with the characters. Like, I had this whole thing where Captain America was like, he's talking with Iron Man, and they're like, it's like, he's like, oh, they're making another movie for you, Tony. He's like, yeah. And then he's like, is it called I Love You 3000? He's like, at least it's not a porn with my best friend Bucky. And they start fighting, right? And then at the end, Hulk's head comes down. He's like, I want to be in porn. You know, like, that's why I started doing that type of stuff. Because, like, people took so much stuff I said out of context. So much stuff. Like this one dude, right? Yeah. Where I was literally talking about the Black Panther Conqueror one shot, right? And that led into the next Black Panther. He was like, hey, fucking idiot, it's a one shot, right? And I'm like, yeah, but it's literally what's leading into, because I said I wonder what the next issue is going to be like.
Yeah.
Which would be number 1, you know, but he's thinking like they're not, you know, it's a one shot. It's not Conqueror number 2. I'm like, dude, he literally has 2 series, and this is the start of the, like, how do you not know this? I think
that commenter didn't understand. The other thing we brought up is literally Marvel not even understanding what people online are even saying. It's like, hey, if the fans' argument is Black Panther, that is intrinsic to his character, that he has to be black. I've been hearing this forever. Marvel doesn't care because they allowed a fucking white Black Panther to exist. But then applying for Black Panther, it's a crime if he's a different. You now finally got the argument.
Yeah, you finally got the argument.
Finally got it.
And how did that white ass dude come out of them 2 black ass people? They were so black. They were so black.
And we know, based off black people having kids, black is a dominant gene.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but how did that happen?
Yeah.
I never finished. I only went to issue 2. I didn't want to find out that it was like he had an affair with some white girl.
Oh,
like,
that's what I need to know.
It would ruin it for me, because I want this miraculous white child. It reminds me of the Cat Williams thing when he's in jail. And she brings that little white kid.
He's don't like, matter to certain people until they do. Yeah, that was my thing.
That is a white baby. That is a Caucasian baby from the mountains of Caucasus.
Because people kept saying, well, Black Panther, it's intrinsic. Because people were making the argument for race swapping Superman and Black Panther.
Yes.
It's an argument.
And Batman and Captain America and all this stuff.
They kept saying it's intrinsic to Black Panther. He has to be black. And it's like, okay, then that logic should apply to any character based off when they're created, because the creator wanted them to look that way.
Well, I think it's more like they're talking about the culture that he was brought up in and all this stuff. And yeah, you could say that he's South African because there's white South Africans. That's not the point. The point of the matter was people were bitching about there being a black Captain America. They got flamed. They got tortured. They got called racist. So whenever there was white Black Panther, and we understand that it's not the actual fucking T'Challa being like, Jesus Christ, how fucking stupid are you?
We never even said
the point of the matter is those same people that called us racist and called us all this stuff, they were outraged and saying that this was horrible. The same things that we were saying before, but there was no, you're a racist, you're bad. We were just laughing at them.
Do you know the key of that? When it happens to a character you like,
that's what I remember. I've always said that, like how he kind of just said that, you know, it's like no one
creators.
Like people champion a lot of things until it messes with their stuff.
Right. Like for me, because I've interviewed people that have created stuff in like the indie space, stuff like that. I always try to understand you should preserve a creator's integrity with how a character looked. They wanted it to look that way. And keep in mind, they aren't even getting paid for their work years and years and years later. You know what I mean? Like, so the least you can do is preserve how the characters look. Because if a character's look doesn't matter, then hear me this. Let's say there's a Superman ongoing series years and years down from DC, and it says Superman butt plug, and he gets his powers from the sun from inserting a butt plug into his ass. Now, does that define who Superman is? People say No. Yes, that's the point. That you're getting it. That's the fucking point. These things are structured and designed to have a certain way they do things.
They also have to remember that, like, Black Panther was in, Fantastic Four in 1966.
That was his first
his
appearance. I remember
first
that.
appearance.
Yeah.
And they were trying to use, like, the entire opposite dichotomy. Like, that was the whole point. He was supposed to be, yes, it's just the name of an animal, right? But it was also the representation of the name.
Actual diversity right there.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, to go in and change that, for me, seems a little bit ridiculous when he has like a whole family line of
Black
people that could easily be him. Like, so yeah.
Look, powers carries. Yeah, it's so crazy how like if Superman was outside wearing a Speedo.
Yeah, you don't want Static Shock to be like, here's my replacement, and it's me. You know what I mean? You really don't want that. That's not gonna,
if you were out,
really
let's say they replaced Virgil with you, and you're out saying, yo, what's up, my ends? I'd be like, all right, that looks a little kind of suspect.
That's a little bit suspect there, buddy. Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't know. I
can't say.
I think it's funny either way. People just that's kind of where the problem comes in with shorts. Like, if it's a funny thing that's out there, then yeah. But when it's something like that, you're gonna get that, and I'm sure that's what you wanted because I know you, and that's exactly
people
like
keep
kind
saying,
of what you
put
want.
out shorts to advertise the channel.
No, I understand. Yeah, no, I totally get it.
And it's fine.
I totally get it.
I'm not gonna do them every day, but they did fine. I think people like them for what they were. It's just when someone tells me that history matters. Okay, if history matters, then why did they make a white Black Panther then? The history is supposed to matter, right? His line is full of black people.
Yeah,
even a stepmother's black. I remember in the comic books, correct me if I'm wrong, his real mother died, and he has a stepmother that takes care of him, right? Or it's the opposite way.
Here's the thing. Yes, here's the thing. It doesn't really matter. It only matters when people want to put up a fight to it. It should matter because that was the intention of the character's creation. So if you give a shit about it, then keep it in line with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want new characters, make some new ones that are awesome. And people are like, oh, you just can't do that. You can't do it. Really? Because I'm reading like Ghost Machine and it's all new characters.
Look, actually,
and some of them are fucking really cool, man. And so's Geiger. Geiger's pretty badass.
Well, also because, Jeff Johns, I imagine he knows this from being in the industry so long. He needed to get away from DC to make because come on, you get to make a lot more money off your own creations
to make more money. Plus, there was some other stuff, but yes, but they'll never do that because they have that set base of characters. Like they've tried doing it, and guess what? Doesn't sell. Not Bruce Wayne Batman doesn't sell.
Yeah,
not Clark Kent Superman. It doesn't sell. So let's get into this.
You're right. All right. So let's have some fun here, boys, because we're going to have so much fun here that Laps is going to explode with joy. It's the holidays. And we are joyous and not fucking any woman. Well, I'm not, but, Laps bangs his wife. So I'm trying to be in the holiday spirit, man. Good Lord. All right.
You're just saying a bunch of MSK stuff.
You put it at
MSK-isms.
All right, let's have some fun here. Let's get locked in, cocked in, and fucked. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Superman Unlimited issue 2. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out our Superman Unlimited issue 1 comic book review, I highly recommend you guys go and check out our Superman Unlimited issue 1 comic book review. That way you guys can, hear our opinions on how we felt about this issue and comparing it to this one. Now, I really, really enjoyed issue 1. I thought it was very good. It definitely was a big surprise for me because, I will say this. I read a little bit of Superior Spider-Man from Dan Slott's run about that. It was a solid book. I actually enjoyed what I had read of it. And, when they announced this, I was like, this better just not be the same thing as like the other runs Superman has now currently, because he got a lot of them. You have Action Comics, Joshua Williamson's run. You have a bunch of stuff for Superman, right? This has been a nice little breath of fresh air. And I think what's crazy is Dan Slott has a very good idea about how he wants to portray Superman, and it's actually good. It's uplifting,
Yeah,
it's hopeful, it's fun, it's
different.
lighthearted.
It's
Yeah,
different.
it's
It's very
different, but also
different.
yeah. So I would recommend people check out this series. I can't recommend it enough. Now, to be fair, if it falls off around issue 5, you can't blame me for that. I can only go off of
I
the
think
issues
I'm
we're
up
reading.
to issue 7.
They're on issue 7 right now. Crazy.
I
And
believe so. I
and
think that's.
oh, you're good. And before we actually cover what's in the book, I will also give DC a lot of, credit here. The actual making of the book is actually very good. Like, they have this like cardboard stock for the book from like front to back on the front and back cover right here. And I actually really enjoy just holding the book because the feel of holding this was actually really good. And I actually had the same feeling from when we reviewed Superman Unlimited issue 1. Like, this feels like when I reviewed Bug Wars #1 with
Yep.
Lunchbox Warren. Actually,
they're up to 7.
yeah, I've been buying it, so I've been definitely getting it because I really do like the series a lot. So I will ask you, man, do you prefer this series over Joshua Williamson's current run?
Okay, so I will say as a whole, yes, but Joshua Williamson stuff, like, I kind of like what's going on. Like I said, I like the all-in stuff. I like the whole premise of the absolute universe and the crossing over and stuff, and they're finally getting to it. And like, I know some people don't like it, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I think it's kind of fun and it's interesting. Yes, things like this have been done before, and that's great and dandy, but I'm enjoying it. This, though, I think as a title from start to wherever they are now, yes, because Williamson's runs up to, think, like 40.
20, yeah, 40.
No, it's like 40 something or 39, something
They
like
just
that.
released the 5th trade for it this past week, actually.
So, it started getting decent when Superman realized he could go into the Rift, and he went to the absolute universe, but he didn't interact with any of the Trinity absolutes. He interacted with the Legion of Superheroes, which is who Darkseid is using as his army, because they're obviously not good guys in that place. So
right.
Yeah, it's that's when Superman was getting better. It's gotten better, but this as a book overall, I like the concept, and it's different. It's very different.
Yeah,
I like
and the art by Ralph Albuquerque is really good.
There's some good stuff in there. I like the whole thing. Like, so it starts off like, basically any Superman book, and he's being all happy, joy. And then a big giant ball of kryptonite is falling to the sky, and it's fucking immense. And he tries to stop it.
Yes.
And he kind of does, but it crushes him. So you think he's dead, and he's having like this awesome flashback to his whole life and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden he just wakes up, and he's on this bed, and he's like, what the hell happened? And all the Justice League's looking at him, is like, yeah, what the hell did happen, big guy? And then all of a sudden they're talking about he has a aversion to kryptonite, and all of a sudden he's gold. He's completely gold. And he's like, what the fuck happened? So you find out kind of what that power is in this book.
You do. Yes.
Or some of it. You find out what some of it is, and it's really neat. So
I don't know how they evolved that power, because I thought it was going to be so I had the initial part of it right when we reviewed issue 1, but the drawbacks, I was like, wow, that's but
it's
kind
of neat. It's kind of neat. It's like basically like all the solar in his body pushes out all the kryptonite that he absorbs anytime there's the green kryptonite around him. But once that 200 seconds is up, it not only does it like deplete him, but he's basically like a normal dude until he can reabsorb the solar energy.
Yeah. So so in the future, I'm thinking they'll eventually write that out where he could just access it at will, and it won't have any drawbacks. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe I'm not saying they won't, but I think it hinders more, like where Batman was saying, like, don't waste any time. Like, make sure when you use this. I think that is a more interesting story device than him being able to use it all the time.
Yeah.
There might be a time where he could do that, say if he's close to the sun or something like that. But as long as he's on Earth, I think that storytelling device is more interesting because of how much kryptonite is on Earth.
Yeah, that lack.
I mean, it totally changed the economy of a place. So like, we'll have to see where it evolves to. So
yeah, like having that as a stake there, where like, hey, this is a last ditch effort. Use this effectively as you can. Elevates the story.
Yeah, and even if he wins that situation, what if he's in a place where he can't get out of?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if he uses the gold stuff, like, what if he's, like, somewhere where he won't be able to stop everybody and get out of there in 200 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that right there, where's he going to absorb anything? Like, so he might have to have, like, a suit that helps absorb, like, keep stores of solar radiation. Like, we don't know. Like, there's so many things. That's what I'm saying. There's so many cool things you could do with that storytelling device with this. So.
Mm-hmm. And even later on, if they want to have it as a power-up or a form where you can access it at will, and maybe he has to, but maybe it suppresses like the heat vision, frost breath, the other visions, scoping visions he has.
Right.
Yeah. Or maybe it lessens your strength a little bit to a certain extent if you use this kind of power. There's a bunch of different ways you can actually play with this. And this is something that I've wanted. Like, this is a way to introduce something without it like shitting on a character. This is just another thing he has at his. I do like the funny piece of dialogue where that one guy was like, wait, you have another power and you're just
well, like, yeah, they're because you didn't have enough of those.
You didn't have enough of those already, yeah.
and they made, they brought out the Creeper, which is cool. Like
I do like that.
Neat.
I haven't seen that character since
very
like
underutilized character.
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy since like Batman animated series when they had him in that.
No, it was like the Justice League Unlimited.
The Justice League? Yeah, I haven't seen him for a long ass fucking time.
Yeah, because he went on that one mission with Wonder Woman. That was very interesting.
So, okay. For me, the book really picks off where, so essentially, I'll have you kind of go over this. So, like, they're doing this Metropolis thing. They're basically
they're sounding off because Lois Lane's supposed to be reporting from Calderon, which is the place that was affected and where the kryptonite landed. The Green K, as they called it. And they basically had like this big influx, and that's what their economy is based on. Like, their dollar has like Superman like trying to stop the kryptonite from falling. Their money that they call cryptos, which I thought was kind of hilarious.
I did like the little homage in the money where it showed Action Comics number 1 and Superman number 1 in their currency. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, it looks like that pose, but it's actually him stopping. It's him stopping the if you look at it, the $100 bill thing, it's him stopping the
Yeah, I like that. That was a nice little touch right there. I enjoyed
it. And then the money, has crypto on it. And it's like the coins have crypto on it. It's crypto. Yes.
What were they talking about with the Daily Planet? I kind of got it, but I didn't really fully get it.
So like they're putting like basically like virtual avatars all over the place.
Yeah.
There's Daily Planet's going to be in all of these places.
Okay.
So it's like she's there, but they're raising the Daily Planet. If you see like where it says Simeon Island, 10 miles off the coast of Gorilla City, you can see a Daily Planet back there. You could see like the homing signal.
I see that.
You could see one in Markovia. You could see one in Gotham. So it's like the whole World News Network. You remember how his like Lois, that new boss, said that they're moving in like
globally. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it is.
And then you have this guy, President Castillo. That's the name, right?
It's President Castillo, and he is the president of Calderon.
Okay. And
he's El Presidente.
El Presidente. And then in Metropolis, they're rehanging up the big planet thing. That's the Daily
No,
Planet.
I think that's in Calderon.
Calderon, yeah. So
yes.
From what I can tell, they're in Calderon, and they're hanging up the Daily Planet ball, as people call it. And then when it's getting hung up, they get attacked by this group of thugs, actually. And then they're like, hey, get out of the vehicle. He throws the guy. That guy's dead. They didn't even show that guy anymore.
No, they definitely didn't. They kind of just threw him out of his, like, and they were like, get out of this space truck thing.
Oh, my God.
The ground.
And then afterwards, they get the current bad guys get intercepted by this group of people right there, and their name is the Crypto
They're the
Knights.
knights. Yeah, they're the crypto knights of El Caldero.
El Caldero. Then they
Yeah.
start fighting actually with them, and
So
then
the big reveal of that is supposed to be like, so the President Calderon is showing all like showing Lois Lane all this stuff, like the new
yes,
money from the kryptonite, talking about the forces that they have, how it's going to be basically crime free, but then something happens, right? And in the middle of that, one of them, instead of calling him president, calls him king, calls the president king. And she's like, did one of those knights call you king? And he says, yeah, you know, it's kind of like just a nickname, the king of kryptonite. He's like, but don't print that, please. Don't mention that
I was
at
just
all.
gonna call him, because his Castillo, I was just gonna call him KK, Kryptonite King. Good lord, a black guy calling a white guy KK. Huh, that's all poetic, guys.
Boy.
So the Crypto Knights, they stop this gang from, you know, what they were doing, and then, you know, Lois has an interaction with Kryptonite King, like you just said. Then after that, it jumps to Jack Ryder. So if you guys don't remember, so just for you guys who don't read comics, Jack Ryder, you guys remember him from the Arkham City game. He was an Arkham Knight as well. He's the guy where before, if you fight Two-Face with Catwoman, you can go and stop him from getting attacked by thugs. And then, you know, when Jack Ryder says, "Hey, Batman, I'm Jack Ryder, you a fan?" And Kevin Conroy says, "No." Remember that? Yeah, Joe, good old Jack Ryder.
Yeah,
you know?
and what's cool is like the Creeper was created by Steve Ditko, and I think it might have been Don Segal, I can't remember, but I believe it was 1963.
Good lord, damn.
I might have to look that up. Someone look that up for me. But I know it was Ditko. I know that. But yeah, he's basically like kind of like what Milktoast said. He's kind of like a male Harley Quinn, even though he was around way before her. But yes. I believe it was Ditko and Seagull or Seagal, however you say it. Someone look that up for me, please.
So this Jack Ryder interaction, basically, Jack is trying to prove, which shouldn't be a thing that should be in question. Kryptonite, from a lot of the Superman media I ever watch, has various bad effects on people if you're around it too long.
Right. And there's all this kryptonite. So people are like a kind of afraid because there's so much kryptonite on Earth now, to the point where a whole country is based their whole economy off of it. And like he's kind of saying that's got to have an adverse effect on people. And he brought some lady on. He's kind of caught like a Phil Donahue type expose type show. He brings this woman on who's like, she has a goat and it's got two heads. So you're thinking, oh, this goat was born because of the kryptonite with two heads.
That's a nice little joke. And
she's like, saying, you know, like, oh, it's definitely affected my goats.
Dude, I read her voice in the way of a country. Like, my goats are affected by the kryptonite.
So what's great is, so she's talking to him, and he's basically like saying, no, this green K's got to have an effect, and it's da. In the middle of it, though, they have, since it's news all over the place through the whole world, they have a fact check, which I thought was a hilarious commentary on the way that the world works now. Like it was really well done. I thought it was kind of funny, and it's Clark Kent, and he's like, well, kind of, since I was on, you know, raising a farm in Kansas, that goat kind of looks like it's about 2 years old, and the green kryptonite's only been here for like 6 months, so that couldn't have happened. She's like, oh yeah, it was born like this. And he goes, well, then what the hell? She's like, well, look at its eyes, it's green. And he's like, well, goats' eyes are green. She's like, yes, but now they're really green. And then he's like, son of a bitch. He gets all mad. And then the Creeper starts talking to him. Basically.
Yeah, because then Clark had that fact check against Jack Ryder. He felt like he really had that moment to prove that kryptonite does have really bad effects.
Yeah, that was like his thing, right?
Yeah. I would say this for the whole. I'm not read as far as you did, but I would say this: if the general person doesn't understand that kryptonite has bad effects on you, because I was like, bro, this was horrible. This was it's radiation. It's quite literally radiation. Like, of course, it would have bad effects on you. So if the media is trying to prove that it doesn't have bad effects on you, then there's something definitely nefarious going on there. But, you know, after that.
Well, here's the thing, though. is he considered like kind of like the alt media, and they had to fact check him? The Daily Planet had to fact check him.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So we could be like in a place where he's kind of, like you said, you know, trying to say something to the point of that it does have a bad effect on you. So what is the actual other media saying? Are they saying it doesn't?
Right.
So like, you know, that's where I think you're right in that aspect. So I'm wondering if it's like he's
the people
he's
of
kind of like
Metropolis
trying to be on the cusp of saying like, look, people, kind of like how J. Jonah Jameson in the video games, where he's not, you know, he's got his own radio show and everything.
Yeah, the Atomic one.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that type of deal, in my opinion.
Then, like you said, he wants the fee to get cut because he just kind of got embarrassed on live television. Probably not something you want. And then the creeper starts menacingly talking to him. This is what I thought when I was reading it. I thought it was going to be one of those where he's like a plot device for another story arc coming up, but no, it's just kind of a running gag throughout the book. It was pretty funny. He did have a plot device later on in the book, but
well, let's just say we're only introduced to it in this book.
Right.
So yeah.
And then,
for that book, yes, you're correct. But you could be right later on.
Because and then now we are at downtown robbery in progress. So they're still in. So now we go back to Metropolis.
We're in Metropolis, right? Yes. Yeah. We're in Metropolis.
So we have another kind of bank heist where a lot of gold is at stake here. Superman comes in, and there's this man. Look at this lady. I don't know who this character is, but she got some nice thighs. As you guys know, I like some thighs on a woman. They ever look nice, honestly. You know, so she tries. She tries fighting. He tries fighting Superman, and she gets folded like a lawn chair. He was like, "All right, cool, goodbye."
Yeah, dude.
Why? I was laughing so ironically out loud. I was like, I got you. It's like when Electrocutioner thought he could fight Batman at Arkham Origins, and the bro got folded in one stroke.
Yeah,
I love it. And then Superman gets a shot with the kryptonite bullet, and it actually starts hurting him. Actually.
Yes, he gets shot with a kryptonite bullet. Yeah, he's kind of like, oh shit, because every time like someone pulls out a gun, he's inner monologuing to himself. His first instinct is to stand in front of it because
they'll block the fire. Yeah,
the fire. But now, since there's Green K, people are armed with it, and you never know when it's going to happen because by the time the bullet's shot, you know, he could still react. Yeah. But his first instinct is to stand and take the bullet, and by the time he realizes it's Green K, it's already in him.
I love this, bro.
And the chick's knockout, by the way. That's
I will say, Dan Slott, I do like the book, but this is a little too corny right here. Where she says, "I've been waiting forever to tear off a piece of you. Sorry, ma'am, but my dance card's spoken for." What, Clark? That you can tell he's from a farm and he doesn't interact with a lot of women. Like, bro, what are you talking about? What dance card? You fold that bitch like a long.
Well, chair. No, he's talking about like his dance card, like his fight card.
Yeah. And then after that, Superman was like, because he got shot in the arm, and he's like, "Give me a sec, guys. I'll be right with you." Even though he knows he's about to just take an utter ass.
And they're like, wait, don't shoot any more bullets because they cost a fortune. He's like, break out the knives and the knucks because they know they already got him hurt.
Right.
So they're like, break it out, and they do have like kryptonite knuckles and kryptonite blades.
And then, like you said earlier, the creeper does appear. Jack Ryder turns into him.
Yeah, and he turns into him because he's like, when he's arguing with the creeper in his head, he's like, listen, if you let me out, I will treat you to big belly burgers. And then you see him later jumping across the thing, and he's got a bag of big belly burgers.
Yeah, I like how he's like the commentary guy in the background, just commenting over the whole thing. And Superman gets punched by the bad guy he's stopping, and the kryptonite, the knuckles break, and the knife breaks too.
No, the knuckles don't break. He gets hit with the knuckles. The guy raises the knife, and he's like,
"You're right. Yeah.
Who would have thunk?" He's like, it's not going to be Lex Luthor. He's not going to be Parasite. He's like, who punches your ticket? He's like, it's going to be me, Marty Z from Hobbs Bay. And then he goes to stab him, and the knife just goes skrunk and breaks, and then all of a sudden he's gold.
Yep.
And he's like, all right, my turn.
You got Super Saiyan Superman. Oh, Goku. He's gonna give you a run for your money now. But no, all jokes aside, it doesn't actually work like a Super Saiyan form for a lot of people. But there is drawbacks to it. The Super Saiyan form actually has drawbacks too, and this one actually has a very big drawback too. So after that interaction you just explained, which is right here, he gets hit, and then the knife comes through, and it breaks off of his body because he's in his golden form now. You go back to the Justice League Watch Tower 3 days ago, where it explains where. Okay, so this moment takes place in the previous issue when it goes into a flashback where basically, as you said,
takes place in from the previous issue, but they expound upon it.
Right.
We only saw him kind of turn gold, and he's like, "Whoa!" Like kind of like, "Oh, what the hell?" And they kind of have this is the conversation that took place afterwards.
And what you said earlier applies right here, where it's basically okay. So long story short, you can only be in this form for about 200 seconds to be precise.
Yeah, like
199
between 199 200 seconds. Yeah.
And the drawback basically is from the way that his cells absorbed all that kryptonite from that meteor. If you use this form, it'll push all that out. But if you after this timer is out, he's basically is going to be like a regular human for a little bit.
So this is what Batman says. So because he's like, Superman wakes up, he's like, "What's happening to me? What is this?" He said, Batman or Supergirl says, "It's your new superpower." And Superboy's like he doesn't have enough already. He says, "As far as we can figure out, whenever you take too much damage from this new green K." So we don't know if it works on old kryptonite. We don't know yet. It says your body releases all the yellow sun energy stored in your cells. In one move, it both heals you and temporarily blocks all forms of kryptonite radiation. And he says temporarily, and that's where we get Supergirl says, "We clocked you in at this new golden form for a little over 3 minutes, between 199 and 200 seconds precise." And he says, and they tell him, "And then you need to collect another 100 gold rings," which is fine. But basically you need to he says, "Lights, in practice, what will happen is you will have spent every joule of solar energy in your body." He's like, "Then all my superpowers would be gone." Said, "Oh, it'd be much worse than that. You'd have no powers and you'd still be vulnerable to kryptonite."
That's the biggest drawback right there.
That's the biggest drawback.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he won't even have the powers and he'll still be vulnerable to the kryptonite. So it'll just kill him probably so much because he won't even have the powers to fight off, that. So
and
that's basically what it is.
And then after that, he says, "But I was just in this golden form and I still have all of my powers. I can feel them." And then Supergirl says, "While you were in your coma, your doctors regularly induced that state in order to get all the kryptonite out of you."
Yeah, so from him pushing on that big giant, meteorite of kryptonite, we were wondering, like, how did he not, die, even if it didn't happen while he was doing it? How come it didn't? So whenever that form happened, they've been inducing that form to push out the rest of the kryptonite that he absorbed.
Yeah. So and I like the golden form. I feel like it adds another.
Cool. I think
it adds another layer to his character. I feel like it's an awesome thing where he could use this in a last-ditch effort, but realizes he has to potentially, he
has to have a full escape plan. He almost has to start planning like Batman now, because like if he uses it and doesn't, say like in the movie, right? Say how they had him in the prison in the freaking the pocket universe.
The pocket universe, yeah.
If he didn't have a way out of there within 200 seconds to get the whole job done, he would have just flew and got to the and then blue, and then just been like.
Could you imagine a standstill of that? Hey, I'm flying.
Yeah, I'm almost there, guys. Oh shit. And a little. Bloop,
it's like remember that movie Emperor's New Groove when he thought he had turned back into a human? Hey guys, we're flying. So he goes into his new golden form, and then he gets all the guns and he throws them away, and then the other guy with the gun shoots at him. It doesn't do anything, and then he stops the last guy, and that one bitch that he folded like a lawn chair.
Her name's Knockout.
Pucker up, Buttercup. Pucker up, Buttercup, for round 2. And he was like, lady, just put your hands behind your head.
Yeah. By the way, he has no powers at this point because the gold powers are out, and he's like, shit, what do I do? And he's like, I guess old Kansas, power will get me through. He knocks out the one dude, but he won't be able to fight Knockout. So he's like, what do I do? What do I do? And then he basically like tricks her. He's like, look, it's already over. Do you want me to beat the shit out of you again? Put your hands behind your back. And she's like, okay.
I need to put you through another wall. And she was like,
yeah,
all right, okay. And then one of the guys gets back up that he beat up earlier, and he's like, I still got some kryptonite bullets, and the world's clearest shot.
Yeah, so there's a guy who they didn't get, and he's behind this wall, and he's got a clear shot. And the cop goes to Superman. He's like, hey, why don't you use your X-ray vision and find the guy for us? And he's like, hey, I got to talk to you about that. About that. So while that's happening, when the creeper's watching, he just drops down and hits the guy with the kryptonite gun on the head.
Yes, yep.
And he's like monologuing to himself. He's like, I'm the one that saved Superman. Haha, yeah. And he's like, he starts thinking about it, and he was like, wait a minute. The kryptonite only bounced off him when he was in the gold form. He's not in the gold form anymore. So does that mean he's susceptible to the kryptonite? He's like, let's find out. And I'm thinking, oh crap, he's gonna shoot him. No, he fucking spits a spitball at him, and it hits Superman, and he reacts.
And he's like, ow. Yeah, because people don't know the way that however long he's been on Earth, his molecular structure, like literally, if you hit him as hard as you could, your entire hand, the actual bones in your hand,
they're gonna shatter.
Would shatter. Actually,
so and it wouldn't make him react at all.
It wouldn't make him react at all. He'd be like, "All right, cool. The fuck's wrong with you? You just attacked me." So when you see that, he's like, when he's reacting like that, it's very shocking because it shouldn't happen to him like that. And then this one lady with black blue hair definitely goes to Starbucks. She's like, "Hey, Superman just flinched, and seconds before he was all godlike and nothing could hurt him.
No, all gold,
all gold-like, and nothing could hurt him. But now he's just a normal guy. What could that mean? That's a Data Scream exclusive, of course. They millennial women talk like that. I would throw her out the window, be like, "Come back when you're normal, and keep that shit in California." But
I'll joke aside too, because he runs away, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm going to hell for that one." It's kind of funny.
Yeah, this I like how the I would say the nature of the jokes in the book were funny because you were following the humor really matched the tone of the book. I enjoyed it. And then after that's over, Superman or Clark, he's in his Clark Kent persona, goes and talks to, Jack Ryder, and they're having a beer, and Clark says toward the end of this, the weirdest about all of this with the price of Green K, Intergang could have made a fortune if they left the gold and sold their kryptonite.
Yeah, and that's where he's like, yeah, thanks for what, Ken, I needed that laugh. Because he knew like they weren't gonna do that. Like, yeah. And they go to the next page, and you see El Presidente, KKK is talking to someone. He's like, my country and its people, we live and die based on the value of this precious element. And now there are voices out there claiming this gift from the heavens above is harmful to all living creatures. He's like, I believe with your help, we can silence those voices once and for all. What do you say, my friend? And you see the person, he's like, I'll do it in one condition. He's like, we make a game out of it, and it's fucking Toyman.
Yeah, I actually read this, because you never watched Smallville, but they did use Toyman. I read that in that guy's voice. I'm in on one condition. We make a game out of it. He would always talk like that. He looked like that crazy white guy with long hair that only sit in his basement painting his toys. But yeah, what I really like about this book is we've always talked about how the ad placements in like some new recent comics have been very bad. All the ad placements were in the back. The cardstock cover for this is so good to hold, and your fingerprints don't really imprint on it as much when you're holding it because there's different type of material that they make.
For sure.
And you know how much
it felt more like an Image comic.
Yeah, you're right. And
because that's how Image comics are.
And right here toward the end of the book with the advertisement, if you just wanted to follow where DC's at now, you go from Absolute Power, All In Special, JLA Unlimited, the We Are Yesterday event, and then you have like Legion of Darkseid, which is where you're currently past actually. But if you guys wanted to start there, if you've been like out of comics for a little bit, you got a nice little starting point right there. I do highly recommend, I would recommend Absolute Power before All In because you would get the consequences of what led into that in the first part of the book. That's what I would say, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. Reading Absolute Power does help with what goes on in We Are Yesterday, which was a big thing because it does, even though the event itself, you could say whatever you want about it, right? But it does explain where the powers went to.
Right.
And
that
Gorilla
is
Grodd with Martian Manhunter's powers is pretty.
That's so fucking diddly.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And then you can tell DC don't give a fuck about this Batman hush, but like you said, they put the Batman hush back at the very end. They don't give a fuck about that shit.
No, not at all. And it's
they
not
put it next to Gotham City Sirens.
It's really not that good. So
and yeah, I'll ask you, man. Any closing thoughts and opinions about this issue?
I liked it. I thought it was good. It's a good setup, man. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different take on Superman, and it's fun.
Yep. For me, my final closing thoughts and opinions on this issue is I like this issue a lot. You know, issue 1 was very good. The jokes, the tone, humor, Superman portrayal. I like the golden form. I think in the future he'll be able to tap into it at will with less drawbacks, but hopefully that'll be a bridge will cross for another time period when that ever happens. So, you know, cool series so far. And I know Milk Toast asked this, so I'll put it. This retailed for $4.99. So this is a series of. So far, even the last book was like $4.99 too. So yeah, it was $5.99 if anybody asks. And they haven't released the first trade yet, so you can just get the single issues all the way up to issue 7 currently right now when we're doing this video. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I'm MSK, aka Master Swaggy, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. Are you not Santa?
No.
I miss the days when ads would sell us workout manuals or sea monkeys.
Good old sea monkeys.
$5 for a comic to think that there were once 10 cents. Yeah. I talked to a lot of older guys. They're like, come up. I told a guy that I paid $7.99 for that Aliens vs. Avenger, but they're like, $7.99 for a single issue. I was like, yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, it was a 4-issue miniseries. If that was like a 24-issue series, I would understand. You know, but no, that if you're rereading this, Dan Jurgens, he does that Batman First Night series. I think that series, I have a few of the issues. I need to get it trade.
Mm-hmm.
That book, the way it's formatted, the way it looks is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you actually have them. They're big. They look like big, giant, like magazine comic books. They're doing Batman Second Night right now. I'm missing book 3, but I'll just probably get it trade wise. But that book looks great, and that costs like $6.99 a book, but it makes sense given how big it is in magazine format.
I get it. I get people think that's expensive, I guess,
but it's $4.99. Guys, I'll be honest here, guys. It's not.
I will say I think comics should be around $2.99. That's my thought. Like, yeah, you know, when I started buying them, they were $1.
Yeah,
in the early 80s.
But people got to understand things change. Like, you know, prices have increased on everything. So to think that comics,
it's made for the trade world, you know.
Yeah, I remember getting heartburn when comics jumped to $1.99. Really? Oh shit. No, but I will say this: this series, all the books I buy, I feel like they're worth the money. And keep in mind, I don't look at money the same way other people do. I work very hard and I work a lot of hours. So you know, it isn't. This is for my entertainment. This is for my channel and stuff like that. So you know, it's fun for me.
Yeah, like say you spend a couple $100 on cable every month. You know,
you don't watch all those channels that you're spending.
I'm just saying, like, I spend less. I usually order about like 60 to 70 comics a month.
Yes.
But the place that I order them from, the more you order, they take money off. So it averages about, for me, it's usually like, I just ordered 27 comics, right, for this week and next week.
Yes.
And I believe it came out to $77. So,
yeah,
and that was with shipping.
That's about my price range too. Whenever
so I didn't think that was that awful comparatively. Yeah.
Because I like to buy my pull stuff every 2 weeks when I get paid, and it usually comes out to about 80. about $80-$90, give or take tax and stuff like that. But I think that's fine, because if I'm getting books every 2 weeks, I'm not paying them every single week. I'm doing it in a more of a bulk culmination form. I would prefer buying books where I did buy them that one week where he took $1 off cover price or something like that. That was pretty fun.
That would be cool, man. Like, there's definitely ways to get around it if you only buy trades. You know, I mean, those are way cheaper.
But if you only buy trades, Milk Toast, then you're spending what, $15 for 6 issues?
Sometimes if you get it on first day, it's $11 or $10.
Yeah, dude. Superman Volume 5, Joshua Williamson's run. I saw people selling that for like $12.95.
Yeah,
like, I mean, trades that are less than $15.
Certain ones, like I got one of the Rook Exodus ones for $9.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand it though. I get it.
I would say if you want more bang for your buck, trades and omnis are where it's at. But if you want to be in the right now, when it's an ongoing, when you can get it issue to issue, it also depends on where you're at.
It does depend on where you're at, because like the movie thing, like I don't have that same problem. And like I had my buddy John on the last panel, and it was funny because a lot of people wanted to see if that was actually true. And he was like, yeah, we go to the movie theater. It's $4.
Insane. Fucking West Virginia.
So like that like, you know, I don't have that issue with movies. But I can understand, like, if we do go to Pittsburgh, it's so expensive.
Pittsburgh, I imagine. Yeah.
It's so expensive. Like, tickets are like $30.
Mm-hmm. Like, I get it for some people. But for me, when I'm spending money on entertainment,
that's just what I like, and that's what I'm going to spend my money on. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I could see if I was like bankrupting the family or putting them in a bad position.
If you're getting into a point where like,
have to stop.
Yeah, if you're getting into a point where you potentially might not be able to afford your rent or bills because you're buying.
Yeah, if you're missing your duties and stuff like that you should be doing, then yes.
Yeah.
You know, I wish they were cheaper. 100%, I do.
I do too.
100%.
Yeah. I would say omnibuses cost way more money than single issues. If you're going over like long-term period, I spent way more money on collected editions than any single issue. I'm doing it right now, guys. Like, trade paperbacks, aka digest.
No, I don't read Archie, so I won't be. I don't read Archie, so
I heard from what I've seen in the headlines, are they going bankrupt? That fucking sucks, honestly. If that's true,
that blows, man. If Archie cut, I mean, like, you know, that was a staple for so long.
Yeah, that shows the industry outside of maybe Marvel and DC and Image are just not that healthy, which is a bad sign. But
no,
I don't know. Honestly, we'll have to see how it goes.
People just aren't reading. Like, they just aren't. Like, so I mean, you know, I wish it was different. I really do. They're like, the main comic book lines are not in nearly as bad a shape as people think they are, but it's the other ones. It's the other ones that are falling by the wayside and not being able to make that. And that sucks.
Oh, I see what it is. Apparently because I heard conflicting things. So I heard that narrative, and then the second one basically is apparently it's getting a modern relaunch. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Archie,
I don't know enough. I don't know enough about Archie, so I don't know. I'm sorry, Milk Toast. I just don't know. I do know that, like, in the early '80s, I know it was even popular before then, but a lot of people were buying Archies.
I'm not like that crazy lady.
It just wasn't never my thing. It just never was my thing. I was always capes. I was always
that crazy lady, Miss 1776. Apparently, she said she liked and read Archie comics. But who really fucking knows when women say that shit? Honestly,
I
heard that Archie Comics will now license its characters out to Omni,
and they will not be publishing the comics. Archie Comics will no longer publish their own thing. Oh wow, that sucks.
That makes sense business wise. If you're gonna just let someone else license it,
I don't know if it does. I just don't know. I personally try. I'm not saying you don't. That's not what I'm saying. I probably try not to comment on things that I don't know.
Yeah. For me,
I just don't know about it.
The way that I always interpret these things is, how would I say this? It happens in sports. It happens a lot in esports too. If there's a chance for a publisher to offload a cost onto someone else, they're gonna do that. That's just what they're gonna do. If there's a chance they can save money offloading it to someone else to do it, why would you not, though? But I'm just saying that from a business kind of point of view that I've seen from a lot of companies. That's just me. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. After this one, Archie was one of the big three. How much longer until Marvel or DC go the same route? I mean, Marvel DC ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Like, it's. I mean, I just don't see Marvel DC going out anytime soon. I just don't. I mean, how many years have we heard it's all going to fall apart? It's like that Kathleen Kennedy firing kind of thing. It's like, until I actually see it, I'm not going to believe it. That's just me personally, But all right, dude, you got anything coming up for the holiday weekend that you want to let the audience know about?
Tuesday, I'm doing the Tuesday show with Charles and Gray.
Yeah, you've been doing that. Yeah, the whole
We
comedy
do this
kind of
whole
circuit you guys
comedy
been talking
thing.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do that with a lot of like it's mostly Gray and Charles, and then I kind of like chime in. So I'm just like reacquainting myself with a lot of it. That's because I was out of the comedy scene for so long that I'm just like trying to get back into watching.
You were a fan of watching
Oh yeah. Okay. So like they know so much more than I do. They just know so much more. And Charles has been out of it for like 5 years because he was an actual comedian. Like he was an actual touring comedian and knows a lot about it. So we got the thing to thank God it's Tuesday. And it's a lot of fun, man. We talk a lot about comedians and just the industry itself. And then
you guys are probably gonna go over that Dave Chappelle, Charlie Kirk one. Probably.
We might. I know this Tuesday we're doing a Christmas show, so that will not be discussed. So,
okay.
But then on Christmas Day, I always do my Christmas live stream to nobody, which is always fun. And then Friday, I'll be doing my a Christmas live stream where I always do one where I review the Lobo paramilitary Christmas special, where the Easter Bunny hires him to kill Santa Claus. And there is an actual fan film, like a 14-minute fan film of it. So we'll watch that and we'll talk about that. And it'll be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, man. It was great to have us do this again. I know last week we couldn't. Someone got me sick too, dude.
I haven't been on your show for like a month and a half.
Dude, I swear, last week.
It's fine, bro.
People plan stuff with me, canceled last minute, and also someone got me sick. Literally, I woke up. I was like, "Why is my throat hurting so bad?" I was like, "Fuck!" I got sick.
The dicks is why.
Because last year I got sick on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, going into Christmas Day. Same thing happened this year. I got sick around Christmas time. Like, fuck me, dude. Why am I? And I only get sick this month.
That was also the dicks.
Yes, man. I'm just a cocksucking Glizzmaster king, obviously.
Well, it happens to the
but I'm over. What's crazy is I got over it really fast. It was one of those like 2 days. Oh my god! It was one of those 2-day sicknesses, and the only thing that
2-day dickness.
Oh my god! And okay, there's gonna be a joke too. At the end of it, the worst part about it was I was just super nasally congested. It was horrible. I hate
at the end of it.
Whenever I get sick, the worst. It's not about the sore throat or the headaches. It's just the nasal congestion where you can barely breathe.
See, mine's opposite. My throat, dude, it gets so sore, and I'm like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, I hate the nasal congestion. I hate it, man. Fucking hell, dude.
Well, I have to take nasal drops. I have to take that fluconase shit. So like, it works. I have deviated septum from all the drugs.
Man, pass me some of that shit because I needed that. Oh my god, woo! Felt like I was locked up in my nose for a few days. Like holy shit!
I snorted half of Bolivia, so I mean, I'm surprised.
White people under drugs and snorting.
I'm surprised my face isn't sunken in yet. But I do have a deviated septum, so like I have to use the nasal spray.
Oh god, man! Because I don't some people caught something at work. And I was like, "Why are you guys?" This lady got this close to my face. I was like, "You told me you were sick. Why are you this close to my face like that?"
I will say that is one nice thing about working from home. It's not.
Oh yeah.
But the one thing that does suck is my immune system is so lowered that when David comes home with anything,
public school, right?
Oh god, dude,
they don't know
the worst.
All they sneeze on each other. They spit.
I showed him Home Alone tonight for the first time, which was cool. Fun. Which was fun. He thought it was hilarious.
Oh God, man! So, what in the world? I hate women.
Are you
Sophie Rain? You know what we talk about? So she bet $500K on Jake Paul to win against Anthony Joshua.
Why would anybody bet on him to win?
$500K. 500K.
I don't even know who that is.
And this lady is like, I have to go make a new
Sophie
OF.
Rain?
She makes like 90 million from OnlyFans. It's like she's the
No,
top
I'm saying,
girl
who
there.
is she?
Just
Like, what does she
OnlyFans.
look like?
Oh, she's some OnlyFans chick. Here, I'll show you right now.
Oh, I was saying, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, dude, I'm not up to date on people like that. I don't know who the fuck that is.
It's an OnlyFans chick. There's nothing much there. She just shows her butthole for $5.99.
She shows her butthole for $5.99.
It's a sale now going on. It's a Christmas
literally
sale.
it, just like a camera in her butthole.
No, I fucking wish. Yeah, so she said she bet like 500K. But I was like, lady, you brag about making $90 million a month, and you are
90 million a month.
It's now 90 million. At one point, it was 43 a month. Who is you people? When I hear about, I better not. You nerds.
There's a lot of lonely dudes, man.
Well, she's the top earner on OnlyFans, and it's like, okay, she's not. She's a little overrated to me. She's not that attractive, but I will say this: like
MSK, it's very hard for me to take you seriously when you say things like that because of who you are.
Okay, like, but the thing is,
I guarantee you, if that woman was in front of you,
okay, we're talking just sex, yes.
Relationship, no, just anything. Like, you wouldn't take someone who's making $90 million a month and like just annoy her and be like, give me 20 million and I'll leave you alone for that's nothing to her.
Yeah. If you're just doing that, sure. But I knew it wouldn't last because, given her lifestyle. But the thing is, dudes out here can't buy a bar of soap and they stink like booty hole, but they're giving this lady all their money.
See, that's the weird comparisons you make. Okay. That's how do we know the guys who aren't buying soap and stink like booty hole, as you say, have an internet connection and are sending her that money?
Well, she's got to be getting it from somewhere. Who knows,
okay,
man?
Did you ever think it's just dudes that are lonely?
I factored that in.
That have regular bathing habits.
Yeah, I factored that in. It was I factored
right,
in all
but
that
I'm saying
stuff.
The comparisons that you always make, right? Like on your birthday stream where you guys were talking about women. And I was waiting for someone to say it, but the lady actually said it. And she described it best. She said, you realize that you haven't spoken about women yet. You've only talked about whores. So like,
women are, you can say women are.
No, they're not. There's a complete difference. There are good women out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
but the women that you were describing were whores. They're not really
women. To be fair, we're describing the dating pool we're accustomed to. Keep in mind.
Right. Well, but that's my point. If that's all you're attracting, then the one thing in there that is the standard is you. It's not all the different women. The variable that remains constant is you guys.
See, to be fair, that doesn't apply to me because I'm the top G. But I see what you're saying. But
dude, a top G does not say that when he went to the strip club, he got so excited because that was the first time a woman had touched him in how long?
Okay, I'm exaggerating.
Okay, but that's not what a top G would say.
It's a joke. You said you like jokes. I'm making some jokes.
That was 100% serious. That was the most serious I ever heard you speak. I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to bring clarity to what you're saying.
With her, it's like, okay, you're making all this money. Why are you mad you lost 500? But I get it. I get it from a millionaire.
I don't think she was mad that she lost. I think that was like her trying to flex. That I have so much money, I can bet $500,000 and lose it.
But I understand it from her point of view. It's like when you're because people say, "Oh, you're a millionaire." Well, what's losing like $200K? That's $200,000. That's a lot of money.
People get a lot of their like how people act with money from seeing like Instagram and movies.
Yeah.
Stuff. Like some of the richer people that I know, you'd be surprised, dude.
How humble they are.
It's not necessarily how humble they are. It's like how little they spend except on big expenditures. Like, yeah, they might buy a boat, but that dude's like eating like ramen like 4 days a week.
Yeah.
You might see him at this awesome restaurant, or whatever, but that might be the one thing that he does.
That thing you mentioned earlier about the whole college sports, it goes back to this point where it's like a poorer person will go like, no, but when I was poor, I had heart and I wouldn't do any of that with my money if I was rich. It's like, dude, you're a liar. No, you for sure would be the guy that blows all your money.
I will tell you this. You will have the same exact problems that you had with zero money that you will with all the money.
Yep.
Because I can tell you, like whenever I first started making decent money, I was spending it all the time. And I was like, oh, look at that. I've never seen so many zeros. And then I'd be like, fuck, what happened to all my money? Where, what happened? And my wife would be like, hey, dumbass,
I mean of the guy going like
this, and this. And I'm like, I know, but what about the other? She's like, that's accumulation, dummy. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
you're like doing that meme of that guy that goes like this. Where did my money go?
Yeah, what happened to my monies? But like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's, so you gotta, like, you have to be wise.
Yeah, because like,
and you have to learn how to do it. It's like a whole thing you have to learn. You have to
that's
learn
my
how
thing
to
with
do it.
people is like, they're like, oh, but if I was in your spot, I would.
No one would say. No one knows what they would do.
But they always do that one thing. They're like, well,
I definitely say that. Yeah.
Yeah, when they're like, I would give out my money if I was that rich. No, you wouldn't. Do you know the mentality shift people have when they go from making nothing to something? It shifts quite instantly.
I could say I have helped out a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to give you.
I'm going to give all my money away. It's like, what the fuck is that?
That's not
apparently,
happening.
I'm just like some socialist now, where I just give my money to people that just don't deserve it.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Like I've helped a lot of people out, and there's been bridges that have been burned, you know.
Right.
And that's why I always say this now. If I give someone money, I give it I don't do it all the time anymore. But if I do it in the sense of, in my mind, you're not getting this back. You're not. So if you're going to give it to this person, don't expect it back. Because one, then you won't that'll ruin the relationship, right? And it'll also ruin that person's credibility. Now, I know that's on them 100%, but it also angers me that someone says I'm going to do this and then they don't do it.
Yeah, that's the annoying part. Yeah.
So I just say, you know what? Because that doesn't mean I'm giving it out to people. Like, some of my friends have asked me for stuff and I've had to say no, because every single time I've done it, I'll pay you back when I get paid. And I even said, don't say that. Do not say that. Oh, don't worry, I will. And then they don't. And then when I bring it up, they're like, well, you told me not to pay you. And I'm like, you said 20 times after that, like, I will. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, if I do it, it's just, here it is. Don't talk about it again.
Yeah. And that's what happens to me with like lesser fortunate people. It's like they always paint this narrative like, no, we're the people that are the good guys, and it's always the rich people are the uber bad ones. And it's like, being good or bad has no really. It's like I was.
I don't want to say like rich, but yeah,
I think like for me they're like intrinsic. It's like you could be poor and be a piece of shit. You can be rich and be a good guy. These things aren't like
that has nothing to do with money.
Yeah, it's that whole
college everything to do
football
with
argument you gave. It's like, oh, but if I was a millionaire, I would give all my money out. No, you wouldn't, because you'd be fucked. Guys, if you were a millionaire, you give all your money away, you'd be broke again. That's how that would work.
There's a lot of people that think that they would be able to fix the world's problems. And I always say this. I always say, how can you fix the world's problems when you can't even fix your own problems? Like, the world is a lot bigger than your little non-unique life.
Yeah, says the Starbucks barista. It's like the Starbucks barista saying, I'm going to fix the world if I was a billionaire.
That's why, and people, like, when you hear me say crass stuff like I don't care or I don't give a shit, I'll be honest. It's not that I honestly don't care. It's that there's nothing I can do about it. So I only try to, like, when I always say my circle, you know, I have this like small circle. Everything in that circle is something that I can directly affect. But outside of that, it's hard to have a direct impact on that. So I kind of try not to, you know, and I've noticed that it's made me a lot happier of a person. Now, do I get a lot of comments about I'm a dickhead or I'm a this, and that, you know, that may be to the outside person, but you might not know me personally, you know?
Yeah. I've been around people of your personality anyway, so I know how to. I know how it is. I've been around.
It's not that I don't care about people in general. It's just that when I was saying that is more of a defense mechanism.
Yeah, you show your care to the small circle you have, because those are the people you care and trust about the most.
Those are the people that mostly affect me, and it's like when someone was like, I said something like, "Oh, they ain't gonna talk to me that way," and I'm like, I don't care if they talk to me that way. You would let someone say something like that to you? Oh, like, why would I give a fuck what someone says to me who doesn't know me? If they call me out and call me a piece of shit, and it's like, it gets me worked up. Like, do I think I'm a piece of shit? Because what else do you have that to compare that to? this person doesn't know me. Like if some dude like we're out says something about my wife, I might get pissed, but I look at her and she just looks at me and goes, "What do you care? I don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
She's like, "We don't know this person," you know? So like, yeah, I mean, like, it's not that I wouldn't want to defend my wife's honor, but if I look at her and she just looks at me and starts laughing, it's like, all right, who cares? Like,
Well,
I just don't want to be that dude.
yeah, it's also that other thing where it's like, is it really worth it? Like, I understand
No,
standing up for people and
most
like,
things are not. I can tell you
yeah,
that from
yeah,
experience. Most things are not, brother. They're
yeah.
really not.
Like one guy thought he was a tough guy at somewhere at work, and this guy was showing me a video where he was fucking with him and he just broke his collarbone. I was holy shit. Yeah, like sometimes it's not cool to do all that stuff. Sometimes it's like, okay,
No,
just
at some
walk.
point in time, yeah, at some point in time, is it like when does like being tough, right, really come into play? Like look, my daily interactions, at what point in time do I need to be tough?
Yeah, yeah.
You
People
know,
just
I was
want
just
this like,
messing with you earlier. Like
yeah, like people
I
want this
don't
like
really
street
care.
cred. People want this like
Yeah,
weird.
dude. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got out of that so much when I turned like 30.
Mhm.
I was just like, who cares? You know, who
Yeah.
cares? Now I have had times where I've lost it. You know, that has happened, and I feel bad. Like I feel stupid. I feel dumb, dude. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've lost control of myself. I'm that easily agitated to where I lost control of myself that way. Like fuck, dude.
Yeah, that happens for me too. Like you think about it, you're like, damn, I lost my composure because I try to keep like
Yeah.
good
So I've
composure.
gotten angry, you know, at things, and I'm like, damn it. Like, why did I do that? Why did I get so
Well,
angry at
if your
something?
son comes home and he's got some crazy disease, good lord, public school is disgusting, man. Holy
I
crap.
mean, well, ours isn't really that bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really not. It's not comparatively to other ones.
Hmm.
It's not. It's really not that bad. So I
All
mean,
right,
I
guys.
can't complain. Yeah.
You got your stuff coming up this week. If people don't know, okay, so I have to do my stream schedule for my channel coming up this week because I'm gonna have to see what's gonna happen because this week's gonna be a little different because it's Christmas week. So ho 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 and Merry Christmas and to everyone. Santa will definitely come down your chimney and give you gifts. Actually, no.
I when you said Santa will come down your chimney, I didn't know how to take that with you. I just
So,
didn't know. I didn't know where you were going with it.
but yeah, man, it's been a great meeting you this year. Glad we've had some great times
Oh
together.
yeah,
And
it's our 1 year anniversary.
can't wait to continue those adventures in the next year when fucking Tom King will come on the show and we're gonna ask him about his Batman run. He's gonna be like, "Yep." So,
I don't want to talk to Tom King.
Okay, well, I'll get Dan DiDio on. Okay.
I don't want to talk to him either.
Yeah, actually, I'd rather talk to Tom King. Dan DiDio's a weirdo. I'm good. I've heard him speak. He's a weirdo.
Dan DiDio has made some decisions. Let's just say that he's definitely
Certainly
made
some decisions of all time. Truly
of all
decisions.
time.
So, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. Make sure you guys go and check out Laps's YouTube channels, and you guys have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.